day, man, he appears.
This is a friendship battle, never ever.
Greetings and welcome to Winning Saturday Night. How's everybody doing out there with T3?
Hey,
Hey,
what's up,
what's
everybody?
going on? Guys, thanks so much for being here on Saturday night. Good to see everybody. Let me start by thanking all those awesome people in the Winner Circle who make it happen on a monthly basis. Thank you guys so much for being part of the solution. And a big thanks to Shelly Wolfram and Ronnie Jams for supporting us over on Rumble on a monthly basis as well. We are broadcasting live tonight on Rumble X and YouTube, and away we go.
Alrighty.
And there we are. Yes. Welcome to Winning Saturday Night, where you are part of the fun. Let us know how your weekend's going in the chat or comments below. All right, guys. Shelly, let's say hello to these awesome people in the front row.
Alrighty.
Thank you guys so much for being here and getting in the door early for the iciest, coldest drinks in the place and the best seats as well. MJ loves her drinks ice cold, and she is here first in the door. Thank you so much, MJ. How you doing?
Hey,
Good to see you.
MJ.
There is Wolfram. Wolfram, what's going on? How you doing, my friend? Good to
Wolfie.
see you. Thank you for dropping these links, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And guys, remember, when you're here to always listen to the wolf, he knows what he's talking about. He wipes his paws, he lopes in, and he howls. And that's how you know the alpha mod is in the house. Speaking of mods, there's Heidi over there on the Rumble side holding it down for us. Thank you so much for all you do, Heidi. How you doing? Heidi,
She was busy earlier.
She's over here on the YouTube side as well. We got there is Ronnie, aka Ronnie Jams, on the Rumble side. Hey, Ronnie, good to see
Hi,
you.
Ronnie.
Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here. And there's Memento Healing Fast Maury. He's getting better every day. It's good to see him in Memento Maury. And is so happy to see you out there in the crowd having a great time. And there is Serene Pickle over on the Rumble side with the number 4 likes. Thank you so much, guys. Remember, the Rumble side is so important for you to hit that thumbs up because that gets us out in the Rumble algorithm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, guys, we are off and rolling on a Saturday night. So what's going on? How's y'all's weekend going? It's been nice weather, huh? Been nice weather. Except for
It's been nice by you?
Oh yeah, it's been real nice.
I've had the temperature is nice. It's in like the 60s, like high 60s, but it's been raining nonstop. And the forecast for tomorrow night is snow.
Good. You need more. You don't get enough. Right?
You remember the Vanessa Williams song that said sometimes the snow comes down in June? You remember that one? You probably don't, but somebody in the chat, I know you all do. Vanessa Williams, sometimes the snow comes down in June, sometimes the sun goes around the moon. These two things that never happen. Guess what? She must have lived here because I'm pretty sure in June I'm going to have snow. Pretty sure.
Good. You need it. You need more snow.
Terrible.
I think it's a good idea.
It's there one minute, gone the next. It's like, all right. It's just really weird. Today we had like really bad fog. It was funny. Everything was just wall-to-wall fog. I was like, okay, living on a mountain. New things every day. Every day. This is not city life. And it's not like living in Kansas either. That's just flat.
Yes, indeed. What's going on? There's Ronnie Jam over there on the Rumble side. Look at that. We were 90 degrees today. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what it was today, what our high was, but it was awful nice. It was nice. I got out there and I'm getting ahead of things this year, and I'm fighting back the kudzu before it goes crazy. I kind of know where it likes to be. We got out there and did a lot of work to get rid of some of that stuff. Oh man, I'm blinking so much tonight. Let's see.
Oh no. Allergies starting. Pretty soon your entire neighborhood should be covered in just nonstop pollen, right?
No, it's the lighting. It's the I don't know, man. The lighting isn't right yet tonight. It's something. If I get it right,
Hi,
it
Ronnie.
stays right there. But
Well, you
don't,
made
it
me
blinks.
switch to dark, so now I'm getting used to the dark background. Damn, it was way too bright today. Way too bright, too bright, too bright. It was 60 there. Yeah, it was like 65 or 67 today. I don't know. My mother said something, and I made a joke about an inappropriate joke, and she just kind of looked at me. But today it was nice out. It was nice,
right.
but it's very humid. Like very, very humid. Hiya, Wolfie. How are you?
No, but like I was saying, we're getting ahead of the kudzu and climbing up the house, getting around the sides, chopping them all down, getting them down to the roots. And I took down some poison ivy today as well. That like has a little spot in the back. It likes to try to climb up every year. But now I'm ahead of it, so man, it won't have any more of those years. But that stuff will do a number on your house. It will. It will get in between the siding. It will try to get in your screens. It'll try to get on the shutters. You know, and it just wants to take over everything. Kill all the bushes. It's just dominant. It's a dominant. It never stops. And like you can literally see kudzu move. You can literally see it move or trying to move, and it starts to. You think the wind's blowing it, but it's really moving. Like it's everything else is still, and this one thing will be moving back and forth like the wind's on it.
Supernatural kudzu. Boo.
It's quite a thing. It's quite a thing.
Maybe the aliens brought it. I'm just saying.
It came from the Asia or something.
Disclosure coming soon.
And more. T-Rex bought Starlink today. So now he can get his truck keyed by crazy people. So now I might actually be able to stream my drives without stupid interruptions. Well, they probably still have stupid interruptions, but oh my goodness, the cut you forest when you're driving in the south during the summer break my heart, choking out everything. That makes perfect sense.
It's alive. Well, I mean, it is alive. I'd like to see a video of that growing. I bet you anything YouTube has it.
Yeah, I think what he's saying is the kudzu forest.
Yeah, he said the kudzu forest breaks his heart because it chokes out everything.
Oh, yeah, it's massive. I let it grow against the fence on the side because it creates a barrier, like wildlife barrier. So cats out in the backyard. It keeps the coyotes, any kind of coyotes from coming over that side. I got tall vents on the other sides around. There's still some spaces they could get through if they come up this high, but they usually don't. So far so good. But yeah, get out there, battle it before it gets to be too much. That's what we do. So this is the time to get out there and battle the kudzu. You have to deal with the green pollen here, but anybody else got green pollen in there? Like blankets of green pollen? T-Rex, you got to notice the blankets of green when you drive through this area. This part of town. Right?
That's what Halden used to be like when I lived there, because we had like so many. It was all like weeping willow trees, like the entire neighborhood that I lived in, and they shed a lot, so it would just cover everything. You could write on windshields through it and everything.
Yeah,
but
it's nasty.
Stick to it, and it got like a paste at some point. But yeah, it was a lot. Heidi said that Libby says hi, and he'll be here.
Hey, Libby, what's up? Good.
He'll be here when he's done. Better bring his wifey poo with him. Yeah, no, it's the only thing we had even close to something like that in Hoboken was we had these morning glory vines. No matter how you could poison the dirt, it did every year. They sprung up everywhere. Everywhere. Hey, boosh. But yeah, no, they would cover any fence, any pole, anything. They used to grow through the holes in the stop sign post, and they would just make their way up. You could rip them down. The next day they were back.
K-Rex Trucking and
Flowers.
More,
Mm-hmm.
which is botany tonight.
Why not?
It says the kudzu is awful. Originally brought to the U.S. to prevent erosion of the ground around overpasses and train bridges. Who's the genius who thought that up? But it's taken over everything. It's awful. It's gone as far as Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
This
I don't
isn't it.
know.
Damn.
I didn't realize that the kudzu put out those really cool looking purple, like fluorescent purple flowers either. God bless.
Well, you have kudzu and Florida has pythons. I'd take the kudzu. I'm just saying. Like they have their invasive species and you have yours. At least yours won't eat you in your sleep. Dark Kitty.
Dark Kitty, what's up? How you doing?
Welcome.
Kudzu sucks ass. It'll grow through floorboards of a house. Oh yeah.
Shut up. Will it really?
Dude, I literally found it going underneath the garage door into the garage. I didn't see it. It was like way over in the corner. And it came through and it had made its way like all the way through to the back of the garage. It was trying to grow into containers and stuff that had stuff in it, trying to lift the lids and get inside of it. It come through one of the holes in the screens in the garage.
Oh my goodness.
Like you have to like be on top of it, and you have to watch it. It just keeps going. It never stops growing and moving and trying to get on stuff and get higher and higher and higher and get into everything. It's a mess, man.
I feel like if you fell asleep on your front porch, you'd wake up like with vines wrapped around you. Very Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, it's like that.
Feed me, Seymour.
It just cuts through season. If you don't do it now, if you don't get it on,
there you go.
If you don't take care of it now, you will it will get out of hand to the point where you know it's twice as much work to get down to the roots where it's coming from. And it's very sneaky too. Like I remember I didn't even realize what it was at first. It looked like at first it was like a stick kind of like stuck in the like it had fallen up a tree and just got stuck in the ground, sticking straight up. And you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then like turn around and it's like just all the way tangled up there. It winds itself through everything. It winds through everything.
Is it hard to pull out of the ground and everything?
I don't know how it sees everything. I mean, dude, I don't go as far as like pulling it out of the ground. I cut it down to stubs to the dirt. Right? I cut it down to the dirt.
It's just gonna regrow. And sometimes with stuff like that, the more you cut it, the healthier it grows back and the faster.
It doesn't have anything to grow with. Well, no greenage for food.
No greenage. There's no greenage. Oh goodness. T-Rex said another invasive species is the spotted lanternfly. Those suck. As a trucker, we're required during the summer months to make sure that they don't attach themselves to the truck during the night before we drive. Yeah, because you're just going to transport them to a different place and make them spread. We had them in Hoboken. Everybody was told, if you see one, kill it. Don't eat, don't bake. Oh, it's pretty. No, kill it. Kill every single one you see. Because they multiply so quickly and then they swarm together. I mean, I happen to be a fan of swarms lately, but just not that. But yeah, they are pretty looking, but they're destructive. Oof. They are destructive. But they are very pretty.
This still blinks. Yeah. I can't get my lighting right tonight. I don't know what it is. Like I didn't change anything. It's just the only thing that's different is hold on a second. Let me try something out.
He got rid of me. There, that fixed everything.
I think it's the audio thing. Hold on. I think it's the flashy audio thing. Nah, see, it doesn't. I don't know. I just see it like it should be like right here, right? That's good lighting. And then it just goes away. I don't know what's going on.
You think it's my flashy audio thing? I mean, that
I don't know what it is.
Exactly big.
Exactly. I don't know.
Smaller. Maybe. I don't
I
know.
gotta fix it. You talk.
You said, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Let's see. T-Rex said the only thing harder to kill than kudzu is Concord grapevine. Oh, tell me. My great grandfather planted them in what, 1940 ish, 1935, 1940 ish. And nobody took care of them. And when my aunts died 2 years ago, they were still growing everywhere. They weren't in the trellis anymore. They were on the fence. They were on the back and the rose vines and everything. Grapevines are basically weeds. My dad cuts ours all the way down to the ground, and they're back to full size now 2 years later. Exactly. But if you have good ones, I mean, the grapes are good. You just got to, treat them right. Don't pick them when they're too
Yep. Hey, Sir
unripe.
Frank Otter, what's up?
Hi, honey. How are you? I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, so good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for spending Saturday night with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm just getting our clips together.
Yeah, he's getting clips together. So I can tell them, you want me to just talk for a little bit and you get your stuff together?
Yeah, I mean, you need something to talk about? I was going to talk about.
Go ahead. Give me something.
No, I was going to throw out just a service announcement and kind of say, like, Shelly did a lot of work on the JFK files, but what I, and she enjoyed it. Don't get her wrong. She
I did. It's sad.
And it's like, your conclusions, your findings of, all in all, basically, it looks like the reason they wanted to cover it up for so long was because it gave away so many intelligence methodology secrets, right? That's what, that's what they were trying to hide in there. There wasn't a lot of meat on the bone as far as any fueling any, conspiracy theories or anything like that, right? It wasn't going to give anything away. It was more like where all the places they were at, maybe in some cases people that were involved, but basically how they went about doing things, and they didn't want to get that information out. That's why they were trying to hang on to it for so long. That's the conclusion of it. But as far as trying to get a system together that can read through and you can ask questions to that many documents in PDF form, it's like it hasn't been invented yet. Like something on that scale isn't there yet. I'm still looking around just because there's due to be other large drops like that in the future. And while that one might not produce anything worthwhile, there may be others that do. So I'll still try to figure out how to do it. But from what I've discovered is that there's still a gap in being able to go through that exact configuration. Now, if they were all Word documents, it may have been a little easier, but they weren't, right? And so I don't think we're going to get things in Word documents. The PDFs present a problem because a lot of cases they're copied images, they're copied documents. So those are images, right? And that presents a problem for the AI, as well as the size, the pure size of it, and then the vast amount of them. So I know I'd promised to come back with a show about that. The good news is if I had, we wouldn't have learned anything new. But I did want to recognize Shelly's hard work. Aww. And give her a chance just to, and say it's not, hopefully it's not all in vain. We learned some stuff. I know that you
I learned a ton of stuff.
You enjoyed doing it. So that's that's just aside, but we'll figure out maybe in the future what to do about all that stuff. But anyways,
well, I think you're going to enjoy
talk about it as I try to figure out what's going on here.
All right. I think the folder that I made that you're most going to enjoy is the one that's all about the procedural subversion tactics. All the different ways the government sends memos out saying, hey, we want this to happen. So you all have to do this, and you're reading, I'm reading them through going, I'll be damned. Like, because they're like, oh, well, make sure you get the media on board and tell them exactly what to say and, make sure they stick to the script. And I was like, wow, they're not even hiding. There were telegrams, going back and forth between agents about, from like the directors to their agents, telling them how to perform coups in other countries. And if there's a political leader out there who's doing stuff for his people and we don't like that and we want to install a military, base over there, well, we just set them up to look bad, and we find out all the backstory on everybody that surrounds them. We take the most lascivious, scandalous pasts and we blackmail them and make them our bitches. And that's what we did. And we would just literally go inside all these different governments and break it down and be like, no, what us? Was not had nothing to do with it. And yet there's all these memos that say, go do this, go. This one's wife is rumored to be a lesbian. Let's exploit that. I was like, wow, that's coming from the Democrats. So LGBTQ was not a thing for them back then. They were like, oh, yeah, we support you, but we're going to use it against you and completely cripple you and ruin your life. We have things, I talked about it once on my show, where Cuba was being, Cuba, and Fidel Castro needed funds. So he worked out this trade agreement with Russia at the time. They would take Cuba would take a shipload of raw sugarcane and send it over to Russia, where they would process it and refine it and sell it to their people at a markup. But all that Cuba had to do was just transport it there, and then they were done with that part. So they had a shipment, and this is fully documented step by step on numerous freaking reports that I found. I was so blown away by this. They said, okay, this is what we want you to do. This is what you're going to do. And this is what was done. And this is what the outcome was. Like, these were separate reports. And I'm sitting there like amazed. There were 80,000 bags of sugar, unrefined sugar, just raw sugar from Cuba. Each bag was 200 pounds. So we wanted to get our hands on the shipment because Cuba really needed that money from Russia and Russia really needed that sugar. So we were going to hurt two countries at once and buy ourselves a little more time. So what they did was they made sure that the hull of the ship was just a little damaged, and it pulled into Hoboken to be repaired. And that's the only reason that I really sat up and paid attention, because it was kind of very detailed. And I saw Hoboken. I was like, wait. So I went all the way back to the beginning. So they pulled into the port in Hoboken, by the piers where the longshoremen would fix the boats. They removed 14,000 bags at 200 pounds apiece, and they put them in a storage room so that they could raise the ship up a little to fix the hull. While they did that, they had agents go into that storage facility and spray a chemical on just those bags. Now, just 14,000 out of 80,000. Just those bags of an odorless, colorless, tasteless chemical that only activates when it's being refined, when they're processing it. And you still can't see it or smell it or taste it until you finish the sugar process and somebody eats the sugar. So they did that. They put the bags back on. What that chemical does is it contaminates everything around it. So it contaminated all 80,000 bags of sugar. 200 pounds a piece. That's a lot of sugar. Nobody knew, because you can't see it, can't smell it. It didn't deteriorate. It didn't make it clumpy, nothing. Had absolutely no visual effect. They sent it to Russia. Russia processed it. They sold it. What it did was it created a horrible taste in your mouth for days. So of course, as soon as they sold, as soon as they processed it and they had to do, the taste test and whatever, they realized the entire shipment was contaminated because it was just so bad. So Russia wound up footing the bill for that with sugar that it couldn't use. They got mad at Cuba, demanded the money back. Cuba was like, no, I already gave you the stuff. They're like, you gave us bad stuff. It caused a whole conflict between them that broke down their relations. So not only did we rob them both of, what they were looking for, we also created this conflict that bought us so much more time and so much more goodwill, because we were like, look, they can't even get along. And nobody knew that we did it until basically now. And I'm sitting there going, really? Like, that's a really intricate plan. So if people say, "Oh, you're crazy if you think the government is spraying your food with stuff to kill you." Oh, no, no, no. They even in that memo, it said they have a huge storage of all different kinds of chemicals that cause different reactions when sprayed on vegetation or, like uncut sugar, uncut salt, all things that have to be processed that are completely undetectable. So they know exactly what to put in our food, in our water that we can't pick up on that will damage us in the long run. So they have the whole
What's up?
laboratory full. Hey, how you doing? We win. I love that name. The other one, you're what? What is the name? You have another name on YouTube. I know you do
What
because I
the?
saw you. What the? But yeah, so they do all sorts of stuff. They use people in every walk of life. Like they have people that work in hair salons, they have pizza delivery people. They just tap on somebody and they're like, "You know what? You have a really shady past. I could use you because you're in a really good position. So I'm going to. You now work for the government. Here's your $300 a month stipend." And they don't have a choice. These people who work for them, there's so many like undercovers or informants and sources that they use. They give them all money. And these people have no choice. They have absolutely no choice in what they get to say or do unless they want to go to jail. U.S. puts approximately 10,000 different chemicals into our processed food. The entire EU has about 400. Yeah, no, I have no doubt. I have no doubt, Boosh. Because so much food makes me sick that never made me sick before. And it's like, oh, like I can smell the difference now. The cleaner I start eating, the more I'm like, oh, this don't taste right. Oh, this don't taste right. My son,
Yep.
my son had, what was it? What do they call ghost drinks? The energy drinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't had like more than like a minuscule amount of sugar every day for months. I've been so good. And believe me, I went through a very cranky period when I went from like all sugar to no sugar. He got the Swedish fish one and he was like, "Here, taste it." He laughed so hard at the face that I couldn't even laugh. I was like, I couldn't take it. It was so strong. And he was like, "It's not even that sweet." I was like, "Oh my God, I feel like I poured like syrup straight into my mouth." Like, no, it was tasty, but it was too much. And I was like, "Never again." And he was like, "You don't even drink soda anywhere." I was like, "No, I really don't. I really don't. It's just liquid candy, liquid candy."
Yep. Corn in a can. Canned corn.
Mm-hmm. But the JFK files, they were very, very interesting. The stuff for Oswald, the only things they really had were interviews with people. And so much of that was like, it was literally like cut here. Like it was so heavily edited, hardly any of it made sense. So it's just like, all right. So those all went in one file. They had a thing on Martin Luther King. They were very interested in his assassin. And they knew who shot him within about 5 minutes of him getting shot. And that telegraph went around the world. And we also have things that I don't know if you realize, but they put out news excerpts that they send to different countries, and they say disseminate to this, but do not disseminate to, and they give you a whole list of countries that can't know. They're like, instead, send this to those countries. So they're taking two different narratives on the same subject, and they're sending this to like South Korea and Vietnam and like that area. And then they're sending this to like Botswana and Ghana and everything else. But they're completely different stories, but on the same topic. And in
Yep.
each one, the US looks like the hero. And it's just like, really? And meanwhile, we're the ones that caused it in most of those cases. So it's like, oh, like the angel of death. You know, those nurses that go and they make somebody like flatline or whatever, then they save them, and it's just like, oh my God, she was like, she was my savior. No, she's the angel of death. She was the one that tried to kill you. It's the same thing. It's that self-made hero kind of premise.
Yeah, which we see like
a lot.
the Wetmer kidnapping and other things they do where they set up a patsy. They
Mhm.
set the whole thing up and they got patsies and they kind of justify their their existence through doing things like that, which means we probably live in a pretty decent place if it wasn't for that kind of bullshit. Yep. All right.
T-Rex said, yeah, the AI can tell text if it's very clear, like a screenshot of a text message. But if it's a poorly done Xerox copy of a copy of a copy, the AR has a hard time right now. Listen, these are
it's not even that. It's not
copies. Go ahead.
It's not really that. It's the vast amount of information all throughout, right? It would have to go through and kind of like compile it first and then be able to go back and access it. And it's just so much, right? It doesn't know where to start. And it's like it's just not there yet where you can do something that at a hand. You know, that big 80,000, well, wasn't it really? It was like thousands of documents, but that with thousands of pages, right? So it was a bunch of stuff, a bunch of reasons.
Yeah, that one file is 3,000 pages.
In this case, I'm sure in other cases, like when it's hard to read, I'm getting ready to shut my camera off because this thing's driving me crazy.
All right.
I can't stand it.
A lot of those, and the thing is, a lot of the pages in those giant files are filler. There's like, they'll do like 2 pages for one post-it that says, please include. Like, you really didn't need to include the post-it. It was not part of, like, come on. And then they go, oh, well, here's a document that's supposed to be like 400 pages. They only give you 3 pages. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, that is not telling me anything. But I didn't see anything in regards to JFK that was new. I really didn't. And I looked through so many pages. Like, it took me days and days. But the stuff about our government, crazy. Absolutely crazy. How they, how they regard their honeypots. Because everybody's like, oh, they don't do that. Oh, they absolutely do that. And if she gets a little long in the tooth and she's not as attractive as somebody else, put her in a country where she's going to be attractive to like the higher ups and install a new one. The guy literally said like, oh, she's worn out.
Tammy, how you doing?
He was like, she's worn out. She can't keep up with the Manhattan beauties. Put her in, where do you say to put her? It wasn't Florida. I think it was like Arkansas or something. I forget where they put her. But yeah, he was like, yeah, kick her down there. We'll keep her on retainer in case we need her. But she's been doing this for 20 years. Yeah, and she's overused now. Oh, that's nice. Meanwhile, he was like, well, she went with this king and that president and that prime minister, and she got state secrets about this and this and this. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, they just use people up because we're nothing to them. That's the one thing these files absolutely 100% taught me. We are nothing but just tools to be used and discarded when we break. If we're not useful anymore, bye. If we can't do what they want, bye. If we get too old and don't fit their their criteria, bye. They don't care. And they will leave your whole life in ruins. They will leave your entire life in ruins. And they really don't care. So they really feel like they're up there playing this like global game and, oh, we're coming out ahead. But they can't do it without using us. They have the power to use us, but they don't have the resources without us. So yeah, we are their useful idiots, but unfortunately, they couldn't do it without us. And
again, that is a snapshot in time. Doesn't mean that Kash Patel or Tulsi Gabbard's intelligence reformed intelligence agencies are supposed to be getting back to what they're supposed to be doing and away from some of this shit that are doing like this, right? Other deceitful things and other things that they've gone on and the wokeness and everything else. So it's snapshot in time.
I could pinpoint the timeline when that started to like really stop was 2015. They put the brakes on. They canceled so many clandestine programs and everything. Like they were just slashing through things like crazy. They're like, no, we need that and this and they would put on it burn bag or whatever. I was like, oh, that missed. Like so somebody was supposed to destroy that and didn't. And then it just got put in. But everything's like stamped secret. Secret's their favorite word. I counted like 47 secrets on one page of a document that was like 40 pages long. Just one page. literally stamped and written by hand. I was like, I get it. It's secret. Like, but now it's not. So good luck. But yeah, no, around 2015, and I don't know why, I don't want to make assumptions, but they really just started slashing through all their programs. And they especially were burying programs because it showed that we funded countries that we should not be funding. And they were like, you have to erase and cover up for any financial support we give to, and they listed like the countries, because this was not like given whatever approval. This is purely CIA based or purely FBI based. There were quite a few documents like that. That's why I was like, oh, so whatever they released, yeah, it wasn't as revelatory about JFK as we thought, but holy crap, did they give out not secrets, because we all knew that they did it, but that's absolute confirmation that, oh, look, all our conspiracy theories about that stuff, you just proved it. Thanks for that. Thanks. Thanks for proving us right. But because there were so many files, like hardly anybody saw it. And it bothers me because there's so much of it. I'm sorry. I get very excited because there was so much. There was so much.
There we go. T-Rex, you get warmed up. Hit it.
Good news, yeah, we're here to spread the word, bringing joy and love to each and every nerve. Positive vibes, that's what we're all about. Gonna lift you up when you're feeling down. Every day we're gonna make it bright. Good news coming your way. You're gonna smile no matter the day. Good news, turning it around in this crazy world. It's the good news of the week. Oh.
A missing cat traveled nearly 900 miles across multiple states to reunite with his family after he disappeared while they were on vacation. Benny and Suzanne from Salinas, California were on an RV camping trip with their 2 cats last summer. In Yellowstone, something spooked their cat Rainbow. Despite being on a leash, he broke free of his collar and ran straight into the forest. For 4 days, the couple searched desperately, and despite a park ranger's warning that Rainbow's chances of survival were slim due to the local wildlife, they searched until the last possible moment. They eventually had no choice but to head home, calling Rainbow's name out between sobs as they drove away. On their drive, Suzanne spotted a double rainbow, which she considered a glimmer of hope. And 2 months later, she received an unbelievable phone call that Rainbow had been found in Roseville, California, nearly 900 miles from the campground and only around 200 miles from home. Turns out, a Roseville woman named Alex arrived at work one day and heard distressed cries from a cat. She spent days feeding him and building trust with him before she was finally able to bring him to a shelter where his microchip revealed his identity. When Benny and Suzanne picked him up the next day, they found that he'd lost nearly half of his body weight, but he was still fighting. It's still a mystery how Rainbow was able to travel so far, but the theory is that he managed to hitch a ride with someone who just happened to be headed towards home. He's back to his healthy weight, and he's even more affectionate than ever. His humans have fitted him with a GPS collar in case he gets any more big ideas. A man who mows overgrown lawns for free recently found an injured animal while he was on the job, and he ended up keeping an entire cat sanctuary alive after searching for someone to help. Spencer from SB Mowing has made a name for himself by finding the most overgrown lawns and cleaning them up for free. A few months ago, he was actually on his way to another job when he took a wrong turn and drove by this abandoned house. The weeds were so overgrown that they were covering the sidewalk, causing an accessibility issue, and Spencer knew right away that he wanted to take care of it. While he was working, he spotted a cat curled up in the weeds, not really moving. He let Spencer pet him and even pick him up, but he had a bad injury under one of his legs. Spencer called around, and there was only one rescue that said that they could help: Edgar and Ivy's Cat Sanctuary in Corpus Christi. Their director, Anissa, took him straight to their medical center where he was treated for severely infected wounds. And Spencer was so thankful to the sanctuary that he offered to share a donation fund to his millions of followers, hoping to raise around $10,000. What he didn't know at the time was that Anissa was actually on the verge of having to close the sanctuary due to finances. And she said that $10,000 $10,000 would be life-changing. Spencer's supporters went above and beyond and ended up raising $185,000.
Hell yeah.
Now, instead of closing, Edgar and Ivy's has been able to rescue 630 more cats since Spencer first came in. The sanctuary ultimately decided to adopt the cat, now named Espy. He's healthy, and he's even strongly bonded with another resident cat. A woman was recently sent into a panic when she
Aw,
noticed
love
something
that.
small and black moving strangely in the middle of a partially frozen lake. Upon closer inspection, she realized that it was a terrified cat, walking in circles on a thin sheet of ice out on the Massachusetts lake. Dawn immediately called animal control, but before they arrived, she heard the sound that she was dreading, crackling ice followed by a splash. The cat had plunged into the freezing water with only his tiny head visible above the surface. And what nobody knew at the time was that this was Tiki, a 20-year-old blind cat who had managed to slip out of his home the night before. As Dawn frantically called animal control back to check on their arrival time, 2 construction workers from a nearby job site sprang into action. Nate hopped into a rowboat by the edge of the lake and used his shovel as a paddle, while his colleague Chris got into the freezing water to help push the boat through the ice as far as he could. They managed
you
to
good
rescue
human.
Tiki just in time, and once he was on land, animal control rushed him to the vet. Despite his critically low body temperature, he miraculously pulled through, and when his worried family saw videos on social media of the rescue, they headed straight to the vet for an emotional reunion. These days, Tiki is back home, cozy and warm indoors, acting as if his incredible misadventure never even happened.
Wow. That's good
that's
news,
so
isn't it?
sweet.
Yeah, she's still here. There you go. That's some good news, isn't it?
That was really sweet. Aw, I love when humans are good humans.
Mm-hmm.
Save the kitties. By the way, I want to say hi to Ronnie, Blue Lantern, and to Tammy. How you doing? I saw you coming. I saw you. I seen you.
Mm-hmm. Well, stay tuned. We got more good news for you coming up right now.
Hell yeah.
Check this out. You guys will love this good news. We kind of hinted at it last night, but here it is.
Meanwhile, Doge may have just found their next target. Elon Musk says he's now focusing on members of Congress who became, quote, strangely wealthy while in Congress.
They'll send the money overseas to one NGO, then it'll go through a bunch of them, and then I'm highly confident that a bunch of that money then comes back to the United States and lands in the pockets of the people you just mentioned. It doesn't go directly, but let's just say that there's a lot of strangely wealthy members of Congress. I'm trying to connect the dots of how did they become rich while earning, how'd they get 20 million if they're earning 200,000 a year?
Great point. Our next guest's app tracks which stocks politicians are investing in. Co-founder of the Autopilot app, Chris Joseph, joins us right now. Hi, Chris.
Hey, thank you for having me.
It's good to have you. You know, when we put up the members of Congress's salary, it's a couple $100,000 a year for the most part, about. And yet we hear about some people who came in, didn't have any money, and then by the time they've been in the House or the Senate for 20, 30 years, they were super rich. You've been tracking that. What have you found?
Yeah, you see one, you kind of think it's a coincidence. You see two, it's like, okay, things are getting weird. And you see 3 or 4, it's like, all right, well, now what is actually going on? And it's great to see that Elon and the Doge team are actually finally starting to look into this. We track specifically the trades and kind of the public filings of their disclosures around their financial statements.
Like his hat.
And there really isn't too much that you could see on the actual stock trading side. However, there's not much that you can really see into the spouses and the dependents of those politicians. So if I were Elon and I would kind of recommend where to look for the for some suspicious stuff going on here, I would go right to the spouses and especially the especially the spouses and the children as well.
Right. And, for instance, Nancy Pelosi, when she came into office, she had a fraction of the amount of money she's got now, but her husband, venture capitalist, invested in a lot of different stocks and made just a jackpot of money. And that's one of the reasons why so many people in Congress had said, we got to stop with the stock trading. But famously, Nancy Pelosi had said, no, you know what? We're going to keep doing it.
Yep. Rules for me and not for thee. The funny story about how all that even started too is before the Stock Act even happened, these politicians were allowed to do literally whatever they wanted. And part of the reason why she became kind of the poster child of this entire thing, was she was able to get exclusive access to the Visa IPO at the time, back in, I believe it was 2009, 2008. And it was through her husband. Her husband was able to put in a certain amount of money before those shares became public for the general public to buy. And that was the largest IPO in history at the time. And she made a killing on it while the other American people were not able to do it. How did her husband get that access? Might be because of her.
Yeah, but Chris, we're not suggesting anything is illegal because they can buy and trade stuff. It's just not very transparent.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what the majority of the Americans want.
Right.
Just transparency into
but they're
it.
Like, Trump, you divest from your business?
Touch points on it, yeah. We have been tracking her and a lot of other politicians for a while. No one has ever been found in charge inside of trading. There has been allegations. We've seen some suspicious stuff, but you are right. This is all kind of just wanting more transparency and more input into what truly is going on.
You know what? You've talked me into it. I'm going to download your app. It's called Autopilot. It's on his hat. I want to see what you guys have uncovered. Chris Josephs, we thank you very much for joining us live today.
All right.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
There's some good news. Go get them. Go get them, Elon and Doge.
Because they just get more comfortable while we all suffer.
In Texas?
It's not fair. I don't think we're asking for much. We ask for fairness.
Yeah.
Just, come on.
Stop gaming us out of our gaming system. Give everybody a chance.
Tell everybody you have every opportunity. It's a level playing field, and it's so not. It's so not.
And stop creating mind control victims like
in Texas. This high-calorie human ran his
high-calorie
four-wheeler into a random Tesla. Now, he actually did quite a bit of damage, but he wasn't able to get far as the police arrested and charged him. And as ridiculous as this sounds, it just keeps getting worse. As the New York Post's article on the story called him a massive problem to Tesla owners hitting multiple cars outside a Golden Palace Chinese buffet, as the man arrested is 5'2" and 450 pounds, causing $1,000 of damage to the Tesla. Now, the man arrested was charged with felony criminal mischief and failure to identify, as he apparently gave a fake name originally, but is now being held in custody on a $105,000 bond. Although this is only for the first car, they are looking to charge him for damaging the two others as well. Now, I'm not going to shame this guy over his stature, but I can't imagine you get to nearly triple-digit BMI without the assistance of the Golden Palace Chinese buffet. So I can't understand arriving at your happy place, but being so enraged over what you heard about Elon Musk and Tesla, that instead of just enjoying your afternoon with some Chinese food, you decide to commit a couple felonies, never being able to show your face at that place again, as the Teslas are surrounded by cameras constantly recording, and there's not so many men riding ATVs with your particular build. But again,
they ran out of crap.
I don't credit these anti-Elon types with much intelligence.
He was going to go
Do you
fishing.
want to get Elon Musk out of politics? Yeah, the world's richest man, the most influential in history, is now calling the shots.
Oh, really?
What has he done that really bothers you?
You know, this guy's a genius. He has a Bernie shirt on.
Mr. Big Pharma
arrogant,
himself.
Drugged up.
He's projecting right now. He's totally projecting right now.
Naive.
60 years, USAID, billions of dollars. Do you think it made an impact in the world?
You know,
these guys literally know nothing other than I'm supposed to dislike this. And as long as it makes them feel righteous, they will proudly parrot whatever the TV or the social media algorithms told them to, because they can't be convinced with looking into it any further, which is a very dangerous trend, as the masses may just mindlessly agree, but you only need a small percentage of the mentally unwell to buy into this to essentially get the Democrats' version of the Nazi brown shirts. As I've extensively covered the anti-Elon protests, and even though they've claimed they'll go after them, I recently took my Tesla to downtown LA, and I was pretty sketched out at having to park it in a shady alleyway, as in California, they're still keying Teslas, or this couple was spitting on them.
Oh.
And even if I do catch the culprit in 4K, I have next to no confidence in LAPD's ability, or maybe specifically, their interest in helping me find justice, as the NYPD is asking for help finding this guy that apparently tagged Nazi symbols on the Cybertruck. Now, other places were able to find and quickly arrest their Cybertruck vandals, but apparently in North Carolina, as recently as yesterday, they arrested a Tesla vandal, only giving her a misdemeanor. We just covered in a previous video how this specific crime was being upgraded to domestic terror, as they are successfully scaring U.S. citizens out of freely traveling in their vehicles, all because they want to force us to comply with their political beliefs.
People.
When all it really takes is for a handful of these Tesla vandals to receive 20-year sentences for this problem to completely dissolve overnight. But it doesn't really seem like they're following through. Although with the arson attack on the Teslas in Las Vegas, they've already made an arrest.
He attempted to mask his identity by wearing black attire, concealing his face, and wearing gloves. And then upon shooting the cameras, the suspect proceeded to the front doors of the Tesla, and he began spray painting the words "resist" across the doors, presumably picking up his item that he used to be able to firebomb the vehicle. I believe that was a Molotov cocktail. And you'll see in a moment here, the vehicle will ignite and ultimately fully engulf, causing severe damage. Additional evidence was collected as we continued our investigation, and the suspect was ultimately arrested yesterday evening.
Where the DOJ says he's facing a minimum of 10 years in prison and a maximum of 20. So before you say it, we have absolutely no resemblance other than our eyes, nose, eyebrows, moles, glasses, and ethnicity. But other than that, we couldn't be farther apart. And that's exactly what I want. 20 years of incarceration would be nice, but I would like him to get some terror enhancements as well and get him locked away for another 60. As I don't sympathize with crime, but most criminal behavior has some rationalization behind it, like robbing a bank to get money. But setting fire to Teslas just because social media said so is a mindset I honestly don't think you can fix. So possibly lengthy prison sentences will deter this, or at the very least, stop these Teslas from getting rammed by ATVs driven by dudes with swine tier BMI. But if you appreciate my concise, light-hearted commentary on the tragic status that is today's reality, hopefully I've earned your subscription, then go check out the video on what happens when these Tesla vandals get hate crime enhancements.
Right.
You might want to look at Rumble.
I might.
You might.
Rumble, what's up? Oh, we win. $5 Rumble rant. Thank you so much. Looks like he got butthurt too. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
For that,
thank you so much. We win.
Absolutely. Yeah, these people, they
support the channel and your $5 Rumble rant. I appreciate it. I love Rumble rants. And I don't know. Are you do you want a clip? Because I got clips for you. Do you like the beach? You let me know. I will remember. I do remember what people prefer. So once you lock in a reward, I remember what kind of reward you want.
Oh goodness.
For the most part, I usually do. Hey, we're up to 681 on Rumble followers now. Weird. That means that we are 19 away from a clean, even number known as 700. Man, it'd be so great to get to 700 soon. We have been fighting up that hill for a long time, but all well and good. Always steady progress on the Rumble side because unlike YouTube, they don't just randomly take people subs away from you. So
yeah.
Whereas with YouTube, if you don't get subs or stream within a couple days, for a couple days, they start taking them away.
Yep.
But we're really close on that side too to having a nice even number. We're only 4 away from 4,800 again, and but I went 4 legitimate ones this time.
I'm 5 away from 800 on YouTube.
That is awesome. See, we can both be hitting even numbers very soon
there you
on
go.
all of our channels. That's what we need, man. And you did break 100 on Rumble finally.
I did. I think I'm up to like 117 or something.
That was a climb. So thank you guys all for helping her do that. She should have been way past 100 a long time ago on Rumble. It was just
I'm very terrible at self-promotion. Very terrible.
Absolutely.
I'm just like whoever shows up. That's fine. That's
Communist Party Association too. Yeah, no doubt they are.
Yeah.
So you let me know if you want a clip, and I will play you a clip.
Do you like blondes?
You can have the beach scene, or you could have a non-beach scene. That's pretty much what it's going to come down to in the end.
There you go.
But I'm asking now more than just going with it, since especially if someone's new, I want to make sure that they're into the beach.
You don't want to offend.
But I'll keep an eye out for you.
Thank you,
And thanks
Ronnie.
again for
I
the
appreciate that.
All right, what's up next? Oh yeah, this one's really good. We're gonna do a run of 3 of my favorite content creators. Well, three very based contributors. Let's put them as contributors to the channel. I know that they're one of them's one of my favorites. I don't know if they're all my favorites, but solid base contributors.
Is one of them the hive mind dude?
There is one of those in there.
Yeah, I know you like him.
That guy's old school.
They didn't want to just build it, Ezra. They wanted it back better.
Oh, wow.
Watch this.
Man, that's
Jon Stewart speechless after getting schooled on Biden and Democrats' Build Back Better plan. So it's kind of like Bill Maher meeting Trump and realizing he's not such a bad guy. Here is Jon Stewart, another big leftist mouthpiece. Getting through the propaganda somehow and starting to realize the reality of the policies that he enabled, he helped bring to fruition, and that he would, it's embarrassing, honestly, when you realize that, right? As an individual, if you have any level of integrity, it's embarrassing when you realize that you've been part of enablement, and that sometime will dissuade people from actually taking that leap of courage and go ahead and humbling themselves, being like, you know what, I got taken in by this, and that's okay, because I'm not taken in by it now. I mean, the recovery is the best part. The humbleness is the challenge, I guess, for some folks. And before I go any further, this is for We Win. Thank you for the Rumble rant. Yeah, I mean, that's just a typical beach scene. I mean, every time I've gone to the beach, that's what it's been like. So I don't, for me, that's just normal. That's just normal. There you go. And remember,
I'm
guys,
just gonna bite my tongue.
What? It's a normal beach scene. That's a normal
How long
beach
ago? How long has it been since you've been to the beach? Things have changed for the scarier part of life. Not gonna lie.
Beach.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, good night, Tammy. Thanks for coming by.
There's something about throwing me back to that moment that hurts at this moment, right? Like the optimism, it was a simpler time.
It was a simpler time. Yeah, but you make the point in the book, which I think is really interesting, that moment of optimism actually crystallized in some ways the failure.
Yes.
And you make it very stark in terms of, for instance, the Chargers, which I think is a great example.
So liberals passed $7.5 billion for a nationwide network of electric vehicle chargers. We also get $42 billion, and this is a big thing they tout a lot, to do rural broadband. There's a lot of parts of this country that are not hooked up to broadband. And in both cases, and these were passed early in the administration, particularly the rural broadband money, by the end of the administration, by the election, by the time I'm fact-checking the book, they just have not.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got to talk about a fascinating conversation between Jon Stewart and liberal journalist Ezra Klein. Okay, as Jon Stewart is going to get schooled on why Build Back Better
it's really
did
good
not
news.
work. And I think conversations like this are important due to the fact that it clearly shows what I'm talking about when I say that progressives are naive about the world, right? They're naive about life. A lot of them don't have life experience. They don't really pay taxes. And once you get into the real world, you kind of understand that a lot of this stuff that Democrats promise, it sounds good on paper, right? Like, for example, in California, when they decided to spend $20+ billion to end homelessness, right? Oh, that sounds amazing. Who would be against ending homelessness, right? Even if it costs billions to do, okay? However, the reality is that when it comes to the execution, a vast majority of the time, nothing gets done because the money is funneled to a bunch of special interest groups, liberal nonprofits, and individuals that don't have any real motivation or incentive to try to solve the problem.
That's why
the money
he starts losing it when he realizes
right? Because if you
what's
actually
going on
solve
here.
the problem, then the money dries up. Okay. And it's very easy to do this with the government, right? It's very easy to do it. This is why you always have these stories about these massive projects where they spend billions and billions and billions of dollars and nothing gets done for years. Okay. Because there is an incentive structure from special interest groups to make sure that nothing gets done so that they continue to get paid, right? Because as long as nothing gets done, then there will continue to be the problem and people will get paid to solve the problem, a problem that never gets solved, right? And that's kind of how it works. And in this video right here, Jon Stewart is going to be schooled on why Build Back Better was a disaster. Mainly, billions that Biden spent on electric charging stations for highways that only a handful got built, right? But we spent billions of dollars on it. And also spending $40+ billion on rural broadband that also nothing has been done with that as well too, right? But again, we spent billions, and Jon Stewart is going to learn why it didn't work, which is going to leave him speechless because he's actually going to learn how Democrat policies work and why they're terrible, okay? And extremely inefficient. And a lot of that has to do with red tape, regulations, stopping anything from getting done, but billions of dollars are being spent anyways, even though, again, nothing is being done. So Ezra Klein is going to school Jon Stewart, going to educate Jon Stewart on all the red tape that the states had to jump through in order to get the funds, okay? Which, again, is why this project is a failure. So without further ado, let's get it.
We have to issue the notice of funding opportunity within 180 days. That's step one. Step two, which all 56 state applicants completed, is states who want to participate must submit a letter of intent. After they do that, they can submit a request for up to $5 million in planning grants. Then the NTIA, step four, has to review and approve and award, again, planning grants, not broadband grants, planning grants.
And it's still at the NTIA. It's still at the first.
Just crazy. All right. So the NTIA must issue a NOFO within 180 days. States who want to participate must submit their letter of intent. Step three, they can request up to $5 million in planning grants.
Just planning.
Just planning. Step four, the requests are reviewed, approved, and awarded by the NTIA, which currently all 56, 3 years later, all 56 applicants had passed through at least step five. It took more than 3 years. So it's a long time. States must submit a 5-year action plan. So the states kind of go back and they kind of think about how they're going to do this. And they don't just say, okay, thank you for the money. We're going to spend it. And you can see how it worked out later. We're like, here's our 5-year action plan. Then the FCC must publish the broadband data maps before NTIA allocates funds. So having done the NOFO, the letters of intent, the request for planning grants, then the review, approval, and awarding of the planning grants, then the 5-year action plans. In between that, the federal government has to put forward a map saying where it thinks we need rural broadband subsidies. And then, of course, the states need an opportunity to challenge the map for accuracy. And you can imagine this doesn't all happen in like a day. Okay, so then the NTIA, step 7, has to use the FCC maps to make allocation decisions. Then, having already done their letter of intent, their request for planning grants, it's hard even to talk about this, man. Step 7 is NTIA must use the FCC maps that were already challenged for allocation decisions. Then, having submitted all this, I think this one is actually quite amazing. Yeah. Having submitted their 5-year plans or letters of intent, step 8 is states must submit an initial proposal to the NTIA. Then,
is that the result of their $5 million planning fund? This
I assume, but then what was the 5-year plan?
And what the fuck did they apply
to write the
for?
proposal?
What was their NOFO?
Like, if the 5-year action plan isn't the initial proposal, then what's the 5-year action
plan? Forget NOFO.
Okay.
MOFO.
Step 9, NTIA must review and approve each state's, again, initial proposal. By my read, we have had at least 2 initial proposals here, but that's a different issue.
Oh my God.
Step 10, states must publish their own map and allow internal challenges to their own map. So the government has published a map. They have invited the states to challenge the map. Then states have submitted initial proposals, and they then have to publish their own map and allow challenges.
Wait, who's challenging it within the state?
Well, organized interest groups, environmental groups, like I don't know who specifically.
Yeah, progressives, right? And again, they're all getting paid, right? They're all getting paid. Again, this is how it works. This is how the grift works, right? See, again, when you actually learn how things work, you understand that progressive policies are garbage, right? It sounds great, sounds amazing. Oh, 40 billion for broadband, right? However,
that never happens.
However, when you get into the execution of it, all of this could have been done much cheaper if they just would have paid for everybody to get Starlink. But they hate Elon Musk, and they'd rather go through this process instead, right? Could have spent a fraction, and you actually could have connected people to the internet. Right?
Yes, and see what he's doing right here is he's realizing he put his name on it. And this is the aha moment. So what's he gonna do with it? What's he gonna do with it? What is he gonna realize? Is he gonna maybe take a trip to the White House and have a conversation like Mar did? I mean, look.
They get outraged for 5 minutes.
We can't. Obviously, we haven't been able to shut them down. We can't stop idiots, people from watching it and believing it. Culturally, it'll take generations to weed out this kind of behavior. This blind support for corruption and believing that you can choose a lesser evil and not be evil. This idea, right? But one by one. If their legacy, useful idiots, propagandist people, maybe not all of them are, committed to the crime, right? Maybe not all of them realize what they're doing. And you got to understand celebrities, just like a person, a lot of them are just like people with other jobs, right? They get boxed in, like, people that run big companies, or successful people in your life, doctors, lawyers, I don't know, but they're boxed into the world, right? Not everybody has the wide vision of someone who is awake, aware, and resisting. And that's the whole thing. The whole thing is that a lot of people that we do know, probably if they had the right information, wouldn't be on the side they're on. That can go for these people too. So you see this right here, this anxiety, this regret going on in his
the shame,
and as many hours as he spent enabling the corruption and enabling these really bad things, when he trusted the people that he was backing to be doing the thing that he would do. And now he's starting to realize that they haven't done that. Not only that, they're the kind of people he'd make fun of for being super incompetent. And he's questioning a lot right here. This could be a very good thing. I'm going to cut it right here, but let's see if I don't know if it goes further.
Here's a stipend to go get Starlink. And I'm not even saying that's what we should do. I'm not saying that the government actually should be paying for people to get Starlink. I'm just saying that if this is what you're going to do, you want to bring broadband to rural America, there were much more efficient ways to go about doing it. But
yeah, like they bring broadband to America and 0 people got it, right? This kind of speed along because we got a couple of segments to go through here.
Even if they do get it, though, like by the time they install it, the way technology is moving ahead, it's obsolete. They're already behind again.
It's like, but literally anybody. This is right. I want to say something because it's very important I say this. This is the Biden administration's process for its own bill. They wanted this to happen. This is how liberal government works now.
This is something they instituted for this bill.
For their bill. This is a bill passed by Democrats with a regular.
It's like, look at him.
Written by Democrats.
Look at that. The pressure building in his head as he realizes
make it make sense.
He's been duped. He knows it. Look at everything that this withered face is telling you right here. The pressure is building. It's awful. White knuckling all the way through. Yeah. The 1,000-mile stare. What have I done, dear Lord? How embarrassing.
Democratic administration. Okay.
Right.
Step 11.
That look.
The NTIA must review and improve the challenge results and the final map. So the NTIA has put forward a map. The states have challenged that map. Then the states have put forward their maps, had other challenges. And now the NTIA must review and approve the challenges to the state maps. Okay.
Now he's in.
So we've done step 11. NTIA must review and approve challenge results.
Going
And
through all
final
the
map,
stages of
we've
grief
lost
right here.
9 of the applicants at that point.
Right in front of
Step
you.
12. States must run a competitive sub-granting process.
Oh my fucking God.
So say we all.
Right?
At step 12. No, after all this has been done.
Yeah, none of that could have happened along the way here. We have now lost 17 more applicants. So now 30 of 56 have completed step 12. Step 13, states must submit a final proposal. This all the proposals weren't enough to NTIA.
Another report.
Now that goes to 3 of 56. So we've gone in the last couple of steps from
More reports, the
56
better.
had gone to this point to 3 of 56. Step 14. The
14.
NTIA must review and
Now
approve
Biden has to snip
the
every
state's
kid's,
final proposal.
every person's
And that
kid's
is
hair.
3 of the 56
I smell
jurisdictions
Pantene.
and states are there. In
Johnson
summary,
and Johnson.
states are nearly at the finish line. And it says to stop their progress now, or worse, to make them go backwards, would be a stick in the spokes of the most promising broadband deployment plans we have ever seen. And seen.
Insane.
I'm speechless. Honestly, like it's far worse than I could have imagined. But the fact that they amputated their own legs on this is what's so stunning.
So stunning.
Again,
program.
This is what I try to tell you guys. Progressives,
Just one.
which Jon Stewart is a progressive, are naive. This is why his mind was blown. This is why he was speechless, right?
Ignorant.
Because he didn't know how this works. He doesn't understand, right, how much red tape and bureaucracy goes into all of these little projects from the Democrats, right? He didn't understand that. He don't get it. He just knows on paper, oh, well, this is what they're doing. They're trying to bring broadband to rural America, right?
Yeah, it's just so helpful and virtuous.
When you actually get into the details,
Yeah,
in
they're like,
regards
we're
to
not really trying to do
what
that.
it takes to accomplish
Yeah,
that,
focus on the intention, not the
you
result.
realize just how screwed up of a process that it is. And again, this is why Democrats don't get things done. All they do is blow money. But I guarantee you, throughout this whole process, there are a bunch of, again, special interest groups, liberals, getting paid, right?
Yep.
They are taken off the top.
And John,
as
you
these
helped
states
it
have
all
to continue
happen.
to jump through a regulatory process that would have been done much more efficiently had, again, you just
Justifying government jobs. Momentous
gave the
says,
money to
yeah.
the states directly and said, hey, you can use it to, get your citizen Starlink, right? Would have been a fraction of the cost.
Yep.
And the broadband would have been there. The internet would have been connected. The mission would have been accomplished. But that makes too much sense.
It makes too
and
much
also,
sense.
again,
Way
Democrats
too
hate
much
Elon. So they weren't going to do that, right? They'd rather go through this process. So, this is what happens when you are a progressive and you grow up, right? When you grow up a little bit, okay? When you learn how things work. Oh, wait, wow, I didn't know it was this bad. Yeah, it is that bad, right?
Yep.
It is that bad. That's why.
And that's the whole thing. Thanks, Greg. Thank you so much for your awesome work, Greg. And that's like the shock and awe, right? So what's he going to do about it? Will he come back and have a short memory? I think every time he puts out a bad report now, I'm just going to just clip that video and just put it on this comment underneath whatever he said. Remember the time that you almost got it? Remember that time that you almost broke free of being a useful idiot for a corrupt establishment of incompetence? Remember that? Remember that time?
You were so close.
Remember that time?
Yeah, there is something I did star for you. Apparently, we went with like a clip of a dude. So the one I made.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Got to remember that for next time too. So, but I was thinking, it would be nice.
Dude at the beach. Shelly makes the
Well.
dude ones and just puts them in here for me. I make the chick ones and put them in there for her. Let's see.
I have to make more because not everybody likes him. That one was made by special
Oh, we
request.
know. Here you go. Because you've been so awesome and generous and
Hell
are
yeah.
new.
Thank you for your super chat. Thank you for your super chat.
There you go.
Mine are very tasteful because I'm
very tasteful. So am I. Mine are just typical days at the beach.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what? People go to the
I don't
beach
have a
and
problem with
fun.
them. If I don't
have
have
a
a
good
problem with
time.
you playing them, I don't think anybody else should.
Yeah, they have a good time at the beach.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have a good time at the beach.
So I hope you enjoyed that. When we win. I'm terrible. I got to give you a nickname at some point because I don't remember handles. That's how we wound up with Snipperoonie. Because I just don't. I'm not good with names. I have to unstar that. No, I don't want to touch anything. I don't like touching anything on his channel because he's very set. So I would mess it up. We win. There you go. I'll call you Wee Wee. Wee Wee. Wenny. I might call you Wenny. Better than Snipperdoodle. There is nothing wrong with Snipperdoodle. It rhymes with Snickerdoodle, and those are delicious cookies. Okay? I happen to make them very well. You're good. Okay. Yeah, no, I made that for a special request, so I'm gonna have to make more generic. More generic. Maybe I'll make a cowboy one. And just a working man one. Ideas. Any suggestions? Be sure to throw them up in the chat so I could see them, so I could write them down. Otherwise, I'm just flying in the dark. Hey, Vinyl. You want some what? Snickerdoodles? I make really good ones though. Yeah, but like that broadband thing, he's like shocked and in awe. That's literally just one program. Just one program. If he knew how many programs they have where they give grant money, and the leftists, they hire people to sit in an office and just respond to grant requests. That's all they do. And they have all the time in the world to do it. It's just basically here's a bunch of files. Fill these out.
Final
Good night,
Pill,
honey.
Wisconsin. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks
Feel
for
better.
being here.
I do. Pictures or it didn't happen. All right, next time I make them, I'll take pictures. Jeez. I'm going to post pictures of all the Christmas cookies I made. Literally thousands. And that'll make you real quiet.
Jacob, what's up, my friend? Welcome to the show.
Castro. Hello, Castro. And Vicey. How you doing, Vicey?
Hey, Vice baby. What's up? V2B.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Shopping.
Welcome.
Shopping for what? Ooh, inquiring minds want to know. Ooh.
Shopping.
What are you shopping for? Don't sell me groceries because that's like, it's a nothing burger. Like, make up something. Like, what are you shopping for? I miss shopping.
All right, check out some more good news. We're still plowing through the good news of the week here. And check this out. I love it when people maybe like the last clip, maybe we'll see. But I love it when people come around, they figure out, you know what? And I admire people who come around and figure out that they had been taken for a ride by the corruption and decide that they're gonna make up for it. Because usually when you make up for it in big ways. Check this guy out.
Okay, now this is getting good. Okay, so we got the UAW. We got United Auto Workers president, Sean Fain, who is a Democrat and voted Democrat this election. And apparently he's just now finding out that the greatest thing to ever happen to his union is the fact that these tariffs are actually the biggest tool in the toolbox, as he says. But he also did vote for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. This guy is like the Democrats' biggest tool. And their toolbox is that this guy is supposed to be running for president. He's like the dark horse for 2028. Well, yeah, he just dropped a bomb on Democrats. Take a look.
We're going to bring back auto manufacturing to the United States of America. Tell your union head, United Auto Workers, Sean Fain, tell him to not endorse the Democrats that are going to put you out of business. You're going to be out of a job. Doesn't matter what you get on an hourly basis. You'll be out of a job within 2 years. I'm going to make you rich. I'm going to get you a job. You're going to make a lot of money, and you're going to make a lot of cars.
I love Trump.
He still ended up voting for the Democrats, didn't he?
Donald Trump is a billionaire, and that's who he represents.
Nope. Reagan.
If Donald Trump ever worked in an auto plant, he wouldn't be a UAW member. He'd be a company man trying to squeeze the American worker. Donald Trump stands against everything we stand for as a union, as a society.
Several months later.
Obviously, in the past hour, the Trump administration has made an announcement on tariffs, and I've prepared a statement to address this. I'm joined here by the bargaining committee from Volkswagen for the UAW. Look, we are ecstatic to see an administration finally address the unfair trade laws in this country. And this choice is clear. Joe Biden bet on the American worker. These laws have destroyed the American working class. They've destroyed communities in this country and virtually every state for decades. So, we're talking about what President Trump said was a 25% tariff on vehicles not produced in the United States. Also, part of that was the ability for Americans to deduct the interest off their loans for buying products that are made in America.
Boy,
Mm-hmm.
Yo, boy,
Look at
is right.
He's even he's looking at the BCP stuff too. So I'm gonna cut it right there, anyways. But I just wanted to show you guys that because
Inception over here,
right? I know. But I just want to show you guys that because that was a great turnabout. Hold on, say something, Shelly.
That is a great turnaround. I love when they do that when they have to eat their words. They come out and they don't know what they're talking about, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, wait, that benefits us. No, we like you. Come back."
No, I mean he just realized he was wrong, and when he saw all the truth, he was able to stand up there and say it. But yeah, good luck running that guy against JD Vance or Vivek Ramaswamy. It ain't happening. I'm a weird union guy.
Very forgettable.
All over, yeah.
Very forgettable.
All right, so you guys remember Harry Sisson, right? Well, he's been in a lot of trouble recently.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left.
Get through this good news,
So
right?
the scandal just got a whole lot worse for little Harry Sisson here. In fact, I'd say Harry Sisson's scandal just took a catastrophic turn, as the worst elements of the scandal, the worst allegations, are now getting corroborated by multiple different sources. Everyone was focused on the womanizing element of the scandal, that he was abusing his power to play multiple girls at once, lying to them, manipulating them into sending him nude photos. But the real story, the career-ending, reputation-destroying scandal, is the allegation of him deliberately taking no action, attempting to cover for his associate Camille, who was allegedly grooming kids on Discord. And as we're now learning, allegedly on TikTok as well. That was the absolute worst part of this story. But it was mostly hearsay. We had one source, we had the Hannah girl, the initial whistleblower, who had made that claim, but now we have another two guys who just came forward, essentially confirming the allegation from their side. They claim that Camille did in fact attempt to groom them, starting off by trying to rope them into his TikTok agency and using manipulative power dynamics in an effort to exploit them in various nefarious ways. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. It's real bad, and it shows the world exactly who Harry Sisson really is. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, take a look at these two clips. I'll try to edit them down as much as I can because one of them is like 10 minutes long, and that's just part one. But just take a look, and you'll pretty much get the gist of it.
So the reason I went to this coffee shop was to join the agency and meet him in person because that's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to talk face to face. It made me to join his agency, sign this NDA contract that I didn't know wasn't for the agency. I didn't know that, and I didn't read it because I was just like, whatever. He asked after I signed that contract for all of my social medias, passwords, my social security number for when he makes a percentage from the money that I make from these TikTok gifts from live streaming, that he'll send over a percentage of what I make that he makes from me over to my bank account. Yes, I understand that was a horrible idea. He said that if I reached a certain amount of diamonds this month, which I would be the first person in the world if I ever did it, TikTok would invite me down to headquarters for a week, go to California, hotel for a week, 2 bedrooms. It would be awesome. TikTok would pay for everything. He was just trying to hype me up to make me do this so he makes more money off of it. Before he went on this trip, he told me to invest money in this investment. That was a bad idea too, because I gave him $8,000 before our trip. He told me to bring $2,000 extra cash to invest into this thing.
How much money does this guy have?
LA, I mentioned before that TikTok said there was 2 beds, so it wouldn't be weird. There was only 1 bed. I was like, why is there only 1 bed? He's like, TikTok must have messed up. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go sleep on the couch then. And he's like, no, don't sleep on the couch. You're sleeping with me. Do you not trust me? Evan, you wouldn't even be here in this situation in California if it wasn't for me giving you these opportunities. He got cranky at me for saying I'm going to go sleep on the couch in the living room because of trust issues. He goes to invest this $2,000 cash after the first night of being in LA. He invested this money that I gave to him, $2,000 extra cash to go to the bank. He calls me while he's there. I didn't even know if he did he even actually go there. I have no idea. Still to this day, I don't know. Hey, you're $187 short. No, there's no way I'm $187 short. So I kind of knew he was lying there too.
He's currently told him I'm making this video, and he's like threatening legal action against me. He's saying that I'm getting sued, and he's like sending me all these notices. So there's this one pause to read as well if you need to, and then that's the bottom. And this is him, by the way. So this man would send me money to basically get me to be friends with him or coerce me to be friends with him. He would send me $200, $300, $500. He would send me nude photos of his genitals. I don't not want to see that stuff. He also owns a company named Impulse LLC, where he claims he works with clients like Emma Watson and like Noah Schnapp, like just like pretty mainstream celebrities. He claims that his ex-girlfriend was Barack Obama's daughter. This guy is a genuine, absolute sick man.
Yeah, this scandal just got very, very real. And while, of course, we have to be skeptical because, people come out and say some crazy things sometimes in an effort to gain attention and gain clout, while I am always going to sprinkle in a little dose of skepticism, at this point, it's kind of hard to be skeptical to a certain extent. I'm watching these two young men make these claims, and I'm thinking to myself, what would they benefit from coming out and saying this stuff? If anything, it's highly embarrassing and doesn't seem like it would serve to propel their careers. I can't seem to put my finger on the motivation as to why they would be lying in these clips. Although, of course, again, it is possible that they are. But I'd say my general reaction is that it seems like they're telling the truth. And honestly, their claims seem to perfectly align with what the initial whistleblower said. What she suggested from the beginning was that Camille was running some sort of agency. He had power over these influencers. He was representing TikTok creators, allegedly including Harry Sisson and Chris Mowry. And the Hannah girl said that he reached out to her as well, but she decided not to work with him because her and her father found him creepy, and so they decided to avoid him. And then later on, she learned that he was allegedly grooming a 14-year-old autistic boy online, and then she tried to get Harry to do something about it, but he completely ignored it. Instead of taking action, he then ran cover for Camille. And that's not bad judgment. That's career-ending stuff. Harry Sisson had the opportunity to stand up and do the right thing, but instead, he allegedly ran cover and protected an alleged accused predator. And that's bad. Not only is it horrible behavior, it shows you his ethics, but just from an image perspective, Harry's the guy who claims to be holier than thou, right? He's the big-hearted liberal Democrat who cares about the people. He's always lecturing those evil MAGA chuds and their lack of humanity. But look at the actions he took, or rather the inaction. And speaking of action, because it gets even worse, as it now appears that Harry Sisson made a big mistake in a statement that he released yesterday. Or maybe his attorney screwed up. So Harry released a statement where he claimed that he reported Camille to the FBI and filed a police report in March of 2023.
Is that right?
But there's now a big problem that's being highlighted. Sarah Fields comes with the scoop. Harry Sisson writes, in March 2023, Camille approached me with a business opportunity which was eventually revealed to be fraudulent. Camille leveraged this relationship to procure personal information which he used to commit identity theft against me. Camille opened credit cards and incurred tens of thousands of dollars of debt in my name. Around this time, it was brought to my attention that Camille was committing various other crimes, including harming minors. Once I became aware of this, I immediately sought legal advice and upon recommendation gathered evidence and notified federal authorities, becoming the first to contact the FBI and file a police report against him. I had not spoken publicly about any of this at the request of law enforcement and in an effort to protect victims who are actively at risk. Despite our political disagreements, we are aligned on this. It's important for his victims to feel empowered to come forward and put an end to Camille's actions once and for all. So Harry's claiming that he did the right thing. But then we've got this, a leaked message from November 6th of 2023 between Harry Sisson and Camille. It's the photo that's shown at the bottom screen here, where Camille writes, "Why else would this happen? If we are blown, the cease and desist needs to go out immediately. This is actually really bad. Emergency SOS. Camille Maroon has made an emergency call from this approximate location. You are receiving this message because Camille has listed you as an emergency contact." So Harry Sisson was still in contact with him and even listed as his security contact in November of 2023. It's not looking good for little Harry boy, as he remained in contact with Camille, even asking him, "Are you good?" 8 months after he allegedly or supposedly reported him to the FBI. So which is it, Harry? Did you report him in March? Or were you still in business with him in November? Because you can't have it both ways. And if you're supposedly so committed to protecting the victims and seeing justice in this case, if you went as far to report him to the FBI, then why, on God's green earth, would you still remain in contact with him? And why is it that other people are suggesting that you didn't do that and that they were pleading with you to do something about Camille, yet you refused, and that was supposedly relationship breaking for them? In other words, the claim that Hannah is making. I don't know about you guys, but this is bad. This is seriously bad. And it feels, frankly, like game over for little Harry boy here.
Yeah,
especially as the fallout is now ramping up in real time. It's not just conservatives that are calling him out. It's not just his detractors. It's also pretty much all of his left-wing TikTok buddies. Everyone except for Chris Mowry. Yesterday it was Dean Withers who dropped him, and now we've got this Parker character who's doing the same thing, dropping Harry like a sack of potatoes.
Not friends with Harry and Chris anymore. Absolutely not. From the conversations that I had with people, I cannot associate with them at all. Like, I'm just gonna be totally frank and totally honest with everyone. I have gone through a lot emotionally in the past few days, and unbelievably so much. I think it's really important.
What's going on with this guy? What's going on here? These guys shit popping up low. Join my team. Join my team. Join my team. Wow, all kinds of shit going on. What is this TikTok? Is this what it looks like?
Yeah,
by what you preach.
Seems like the walls are closing in real fast. This is career downfall stuff. The DNC's little golden boy here, the poster child of cringe leftist propaganda, the most blatantly dishonest Gen Z political expert that the Democrats had, seems to be finished. And honestly, while it's totally deserved, in a way, it is a sad day, because Harry was the gift that kept on giving. His incompetence, his cringe, his obvious lies, they were great for the conservative movement. He alone probably sent thousands of voters to the right, and now it seems as though we've lost him. Rest in peace, Harry's career. I guess it was fun while it lasted, but this is the kind of stuff that just cannot be tolerated. And so even though you were good for the conservative movement, at the end of the day, the ethical concerns clearly take top priority here. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you
Thank you so much. Thank you. All the good work you've been doing. Little Hive Mind has been on fire lately. So he's been making the cut quite often. He goes way back.
I'd like to see a couple more come forward, because it looks like that dude, Khalif, whatever the hell his name is, definitely has a type. He definitely has a type, because those boys look very similar to one another.
They did. Let's see. Do I have anything else left?
That tends to give me more, it gives it almost more believability when you see the pattern. And you're like, oh, there's no he's not like reaching out into left field. They all look alike. Yeah. And
that is the good news of the week.
Awesome.
There you go. Hope you enjoyed the good news of the week. Remember to subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we're going live, because YouTube likes to suppress the truth, and that's all we do here. It's all about you, the crowd, man. It's all about you, the crowd, and we have a good time here. If you're stopping by for the first time, or you're new to the scene, or whatever else like that, you make it happen. And I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was the good news of the week. Now we do everything we promise here on Winning Saturday Night for the most part. And as best we can. So that means that right now at this time it is cool things.
Filters change the way we feel. Blurry lines between what's real. Cool things, a thrill we chase. Time's a blur in this fast-paced race. I'm lost in a world of cool things, streaming through my endless dreams. Every frame, a piece of me, it shows. Cool things wherever I go. Like a screens call out my name. Pixelated faces.
that is Cool Things intro. Cool Things is more than just technology, though. It's more than just upcoming future tech and things like that. We do a lot of that, and that is kind of the main feature of Cool Things. But we also look into other cool things that are out there, ideas, history, retro stuff. It's more than just the intro. So what I have for you this week is a little bit of that, right? A little bit of that. And what we're going to be looking at is a very interesting concept. This is like, I just thought this was really cool when I heard what he had to say about it. And I was like, you know, it is interesting that it seems like he brings up this point. Did the world end in 1999? And I thought we would enjoy going through this premise together and see what everybody thinks. So let's check it out.
When you think of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, what images do you think of? Each had a very distinct style of what the culture was like, with very specific fashion, TV shows, music, design, and everything else. But after 1999, that all stopped. You could look at a TV show from 2005 or 2025, and how the people act and dress and design their spaces pretty much stayed the same. At least that's the strange thought-provoking theory people are starting to talk about. And I can tell you, I was there. The 80s and the 90s were so distinctly different from each other. And we could see looking back at how different each decade was from the 50s through. We were fully aware. That's why Back to the Future was such a fantastic movie. The nostalgia from the 50s was palpable. But the questions I keep coming back to are, why have the decades since 2000 seemed relatively the same? Are we stuck in a time warp? Has culture ground to a halt on purpose? I decided to collect all the evidence I could find of this bizarre Matrix-style time freeze and see if we can figure out what's actually going on. Is it just a pile of technological and social issues creating this, or is there evidence of other theories? Let's go through all of them. Join me, investigative researcher Rob Counts, for a metaphysical show that's out of this world.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, Jacob. I don't move Valentino Club.
That the guy who did the last clip that you showed, he actually had his channel taken down, like he had it attacked or demonetized, and he had to start a new one. So whatever you got, whatever link,
One of those teeny
account
boppers
you did.
on TikTok.
The
Harry Siskin guys.
That one.
It was Liberal Hive Mind. This recent video, kind of.
Oh no, the one before that, then, or the one after that. The black guy.
Okay, I don't know.
You believe it's the year 1999, when in fact it's closer to 2199. I can't tell you exactly what year it is, because we honestly don't know.
I can't tell you what year it is either. And if you think about it, we're sort of existing in the Matrix time warp concept now. And it gets even weirder if you start looking at people's appearances. Now, I know what you're going to say. How could things be the same in all the years since 2000? Look at all the massive advancements in computers and technology. I mean, sure, I get it. It's not that nothing has changed. We're talking about cultural distinctions between our decades. But the craziest of all for me of this Matrix time warp was one example I saw on social media. If you watch The Office, which I do, and it's consistently ranked as one of the most popular shows of all time, all of what they're wearing and how their hair is styled and everything looks just like today. You could not guess the year any episode was filmed if you didn't already know, because it literally could be any year beginning with a 2.
They're the same picture.
The Office actually ran from 2005 to 2013, so it should be decades out of date. But teenagers today have a more extreme version of Jim's hair in season 1. They have a fluffy mop or semi-perm of broccoli hair now, or some in Gen Z have a partial comeback of 90s hair. Where did the distinct decade styles go? Fashion seems to be stuck in this limbo land without anything truly new coming onto the scene, and all kinds of duplicates or copies of the past are coming forward. Just think about all
Nobody's
these
creative
decade
anymore.
styles. They were so distinct. Greasy Elvis and James Dean hair came from men in the 50s, and Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn styles for women. Think of Happy Days outfits. 60s had hippies and bright colors. 70s got long hair, colorful plaids, patchwork, and polyester. I mean, who wouldn't want to wear avocado, puke green, and burnt orange knitted ponchos every day alongside a Partridge Family haircut? I mean, I sure do. The 80s brought us James Fonda sportswear, shoulder pads, big hair, punk, and fluorescent colors. The 90s was baggy, grunge, flannel, casual jeans and t-shirts, miniskirts, hoodies, and
So much
khakis with
flannel.
hair and
Still
center
kinda
parts and
stuck there.
curtains. That was wild. And that's where we ended the 20th century, right? But this is also where things got strange.
welcome, honey.
The 2000s never really found itself.
Right on
It was just a
target.
mashup
What's
of
up?
every style from
Hey,
past
honey.
decades. Both wide and skinny jeans, sportswear, tight clothes, baggy clothes, hair of every length. I mean, just go into the mall today and you won't find one decade's fashion. You'll see them all. And we've been post 1999 for 25 years. But it's not just fashion, of course. That's just the most obvious because we look at people all the time. Have you noticed that Hollywood doesn't seem to be able to produce a unique script anymore? at least not for our movies. All our movies seem to be remakes of the past creative stuff that came out of the last century, and specifically the late 70s through the 80s and 90s. Take a look at this list of remakes I curated from a much larger list on IMDb. Total Recall, RoboCop, Point Break, Footloose, The Karate Kid, War of the Worlds, The Day the Earth Stood Still, Hairspray, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Cinderella, King Kong, Clash of the Titans, Carrie, Planet of the Apes, and I hardly brought up any of the
I haven't
horror
seen
movies
half
they've
these
remade.
remakes
That
either.
list is huge. Have people gotten lazy, or could something else be going on?
They
Did we make
In
Clash of
ancient
the
Greek
Titans?
culture, they talked about muses. It was the
Yeah,
muses
it
who
sucked.
imparted to people their inspiration for
They made-
creativity.
we made
All
RoboCop?
creativity came from them. When people had a creative block, they used to say that they'd lost touch with their muses, or that the muses had stopped taking care of them. Muses were held in extremely high esteem. What, did the muses stop taking care of people after 1999? Could we somehow be unable to create original
Y2K'd.
stories anymore? And if so, why? Speaking of movies, I was watching The Matrix recently, and something jumped out at me that I hadn't ever thought about before. Why did the AI program controlling The Matrix claim that 1999 was the peak of human civilization?
The Matrix was redesigned to this, the peak of your civilization.
In the movie, 1999 was the point when humans had just enough material benefits to strive for and just enough misery to keep them occupied that they didn't question their reality. Well, when I looked at our own reality, I realized that he was kind of right. Now, no matter what examples we find, people are just going to try to explain this away. But honestly, there's just no fun in that. If we are stuck in this weird time loop, what could have caused it? Let's go into some theories.
Did the world end in 1999?
Nostradamus predicted that in the 7th month of 1999,
Yes.
the great king of terror would descend on the world.
I believe so.
Nostradamus said a lot of things, and I'm not really sure I buy the world ending is what he meant by
No,
that.
man, I played
But what
taxes.
is weird is that in late June of 1999, the comet Hale-Bopp was in the sky. Some theories suggest that the comet really hit the Earth back then. But if that were the
Ooh.
case, why are we all still here? It
We're
would
in
have
the
been
Matrix.
devastating to the point of destroying
Woo.
all of civilization.
Can I
It's
fly?
said that when you die, your brain lives on for 7 minutes, replaying your memories or living out new ones in a dreamlike state. And in
Wow.
dreams, as we know, time moves differently from when we're awake. Many people who have had near-death experiences have explained what it's like to have their life flash before their eyes. So what if we're
weird
living
angle.
in the interdimensional spaces of our brains after we've already died? 7 minutes
Yeah.
can feel like an eternity.
Why
According to
not?
The Matrix, the world ended in 1999. AI took us
Make the
over and the
longest 7
sky
minutes
was
of your life.
scorched. Believe it or not,
Hey,
some
Thomas.
people really believe that we're living in an artificial projection and that AI really did take us over, which, looking at the fashion industry right now, that could be true.
I want a refund
The
then.
holographic universe theory states that our three-dimensional universe is a two-dimensional projection on a cosmic scale. Basically, we're living in a massive cosmic hologram, and everything we perceive as being 3D is really just an illusion. What's weird is that there might be some truth to this. Now, every planet gives off a frequency, a vibration, and a sound. We know there are connections between objects in the cosmos and that it gives our reality stability, like the push and pull between particles. That's not weird. But what if those elements of our solar system actually operate like transmission towers that keep our reality the way it is, like projection points in a matrix? If we're talking about being stuck in a matrix time warp, we can go even further. Now, some believe Saturn is giving off these frequencies that are being transmitted to objects like the moon and the earth, and that creates some type of projection. Well, in mythology, Saturn is the god of time and another name for Kronos. So maybe time really is different now.
Chronology.
2012.
The scientist Stephen Hawking once warned that when we find the God particle, it could one day be responsible for the destruction of the entire universe. And Hawking was not the only
thanks for that,
scientist who thought
Steve.
so. Their theory was that the Higgs boson is the precise mass needed to keep the universe on the brink of instability. But its delicate state will eventually collapse, leaving the universe unstable. In fact, if this God particle were real, it could usher in a quantum doomsday. On July 4th, 2012, the God particle, also known as the Higgs boson, was found. What if the discovery of this particle indeed destroyed the universe as we know it, or at the very least changed it? Did you know that the most advanced calendar of the ancient world was the Maya calendar? This calendar only recorded up
Oh,
until
Lord,
December
not
21st,
this one.
2012,
Uh-huh.
same year the God particle was found. What if?
What if? Man, they figured out that kept going. The calendar kept going. It's just they only had that.
Well, it doesn't seem like the world ended in 2012, or did it? Because something strange is definitely going on.
Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna stop it here. I've had enough of that.
The Mandela effect.
Yeah. I just wanted to point out the
Mhm.
whole like cultural thing there at the beginning. Like I only saw some part of it. So Groundhog's Day
That
with
was
Bill Murray.
interesting.
Yeah, you know, it was something to talk about. But these are even better. So check this out.
A woman mysteriously disappearing behind Scarlett
God.
Johansson on the red carpet.
Beautiful. Tell me what you're wearing tonight. Valentino. And what was the highlight of the evening for you tonight? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay, where'd she go,
winning
guys?
Best actor for drama. I think.
Where'd she go?
I mean, the guy clearly, come on. He clearly stepped around her. when he passed.
Drama. Very
Look,
Where is
he
she?
turns his body and steps around. She's just because scale. She's back further. She's not going to overpower Scarlett Johansson.
I think
she's back there.
I know. I like these things though. They're kind of funny.
I know. The shadow disappears. Yeah,
Hello guys,
not
I'm
that there's
Zorro,
different
and
angles of
today
light.
I'm going to show you some of the craziest real videos that have no explanation. And I hope that this video will
Why do
brighten
you
your
talk
day
like that?
and put a
It's so
smile on your
weird.
face. All right, let's
So
start.
weird, Zorro.
Watch
Here we go.
closely how his legs switch.
This
in the
one's
middle
pretty
of the
easy to
fall.
figure out.
Oh, the hell?
One leg goes up, the
How
other
did
goes
this cat
down.
come out
Oh,
of there?
wow, look at. It looks like it's sealed off, but it's not, obviously, right?
There's his face.
He's like, "Thank you, my hiding spot."
One of the craziest tricks I've ever
Oh, this
seen.
one's pretty good.
Aprieta duro, duro, como un hombre. Hazme un nudo ahí. Apriétame duro también. Duro.
También.
Pon un dedo ahí. Duro. Ya. Ok. Ok. Está prohibido que Faride yo creo. Adiós.
I think if you just flatten your hands out.
Throwback to when Adele disappeared live on stage.
Don't copyright me for this stupid song. Oh my god.
Broadway does that all the
Just a
time.
road trick.
Yeah.
And she had to
Does
fall through the
anyone
bottom of the
have an
stairs.
explanation for this?
This one's difficult. Can you figure it out? Can you figure it out? Shadows all the way through. I mean, it's pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is it? You can see through it all the way around.
Here's another real
Nobody
life
can figure that
glitch
one out.
of a plane stuck midair.
Is it stuck in midair? Just slowing down the land. And they're going really fast.
This random man showed up at the parking lot.
I know that.
and
I know
blew
how you do this.
everyone's minds.
I know how you do
Yeah.
this.
Now listen to me closely. None of this shot gonna be on you or in your truck.
Yeah.
Would you leave them and throw it outside the window? Do the one shit outside.
It don't matter. It
You
don't
ready?
matter. Yeah.
You ain't never seen never hang. What?
Salt went outside.
What? What?
Yep.
Wait a minute, you still stunned. Hold on.
There we go. Everybody knows this one, but it's still good. You got to pull it off.
I like
gotta
when
pull it
I
off.
keep
You go to the guy, Nala. God, Nala.
Oh, I like when I keep them. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need to buy food when you are a magician.
God.
Pure witchcraft. Wait for it.
He's like, damn, I paid for mine.
Jacob, are you behind, buddy? You might be. He might be behind.
I think so. Oh damn! I love things like that.
Humans with supernatural powers actually exist.
Second, okay? Second. Much more. Second.
Shake it.
No. Over the head.
What? nothing. No, right? Because now CO2 is in my hand. Watch. 1, 2, 3, go. What? Yeah. So what's right here? Because it's my will, my mind.
How do you do this?
Yeah, Jacob's way behind. I already sent you the link.
This is how restaurants trick us.
If I
Oh
pour
my
that glass
goodness.
in there, am I making a mess?
I mean, all my intuition would say yes. They both look quite full.
Have you got a cough?
This man can turn cards into anything. The most impressive cooking show. Wait for it.
That one I know how he did that, but whatever.
Oh yeah, how do you do it?
You hold it behind the
whatever.
card.
Huh?
You hold it behind the card and then you release it at the same time as you release the card. The eye is drawn to the card and you don't see the watch release from behind your thumb.
Where'd the card go?
Card's out.
Oh.
Do you see it?
But it didn't fall all the way down. Well, watch.
The most impressive cooking
That I
show.
don't have
Wait
a
for
thing
it.
for.
Yeah, it's been subverted, right? But that's not our style. That's some subculture style, like some subverted subculture.
Shake your phone and they will all stop moving.
Shake your phone.
Shake your laptop. See if they stop.
Have you ever seen an iPhone?
What did it say? Is that supposed to be funny? Like, hold on. I don't see anybody doing anything. Oh, they're supposed to just mess with you. Oh, if you shake it,
have you ever seen
they'll appear to have stopped moving because they're all going in different directions at the same time.
iPhone magic trick.
iPhone magic trick.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 6?
6.
It is 9.
6.
It is 6.
6.
It is 9, right?
9.
It is 6.
6.
This is 6.
6.
And this is 9.
9. It just freezes on that screen.
And if you have an explanation for this, please
Watch
leave
this
it in
guy.
the comments.
You've seen the milk illusion before. It's phenomenal. I love this. 2 ounces is supposed to fill all of these one at a time. And then at the end, everything goes back into the 2 ounces and these are empty. But we've gone to the next level. If you know anybody that has kids, you gotta share this. This is just absolutely incredible. It's just too much. It's just too much milk. How am I going to do this? My gosh. Oh my Lord.
He spilled it.
Too much darn milk. It's too much darn milk. Get rid of this. And then at the end, in the comments, said, man, you've done it again. This is too much fun. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.
If this video put a smile on your face.
And anybody? Oh shit. Anybody?
I mean, they can make them taller but thinner. So instead of being a short, fat rectangle, it's now a semi-tall, thinner rectangle, and they just make it narrower and narrower so that it only has a place to go but up. No place to go but up. The birds of magic. Yeah, that's the answer.
Someone say magic.
Yes, Snipperoni said magic. It's magic. Yeah, they're not round. Those are not round. Yeah, they have like a dividing wall or whatever. That's why he was like, oh shit, how am I going to pour this into the big one? which is probably why he missed. But yeah, they do stuff like that all the time. That's like the milk and the newspaper thing, and it's, come on. Mm-hmm. Yes, like the insulated glasses. Yep. You think you're going to get a lot more in those glasses than you do. You don't. The volume is so much lower. But yeah, no, Daddy used to do those magic tricks all the time. I had a whole trunk full of them. They're somewhere downstairs. It would be magic if I could find it. But yeah.
I would like to just say this. There are I'm not sponsored by any products. I do not have any paid sponsorships. I do not sell anything on my channel. I never do. And yep, that's the truth. I don't, because we're gonna look at some retro
out your
commercial
chat.
text, and I don't want to be mistaken on X for having selling any goods of any kind from any place,
Yes.
time, or
God.
Industry. How about that? All right. MJ, holy cow, $50 super chat. Thank you. No clip needed. Sure. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. That is extremely generous of you. I super duper duper appreciate it, man. That is so timely and
very cool.
Very much, man. That's very thoughtful of you, and I genuinely am very, very, very thankful for you and for that. And you just don't have any idea how much that means. Thank you so much for your support, always being here first in the door, and being so awesome and having a great looking cat. And I just can't. Wow, thank you. If you want a clip, you can get any clip you want. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
And one more time. Thank you. You're awesome. I appreciate
Aw,
that.
I'm so
wouldn't
happy.
believe.
That's awesome for you.
There you go. And yeah, anytime you want a clip, you just ask. All right. Look at that. You are amazing. That's right, Ronnie.
Kitty clips, don't forget.
Uh-huh. Yep,
You do have
absolutely.
a kitty clip.
I do have a kitty clip if you want it. I'm putting a big heart on that one right now.
Aw.
Cool.
Let me go like it. There we go.
Okay. Well, that's awesome.
That was a nice.
Check this out, guys. Let's go back in time and remember some
Really
of
nice
these good old fashioned commercials that we used to watch. We won't watch. What's our timing on this? We still, let's see, what's
We're
our
good.
funny video collection look like? 13, 20, 22. All right, so maybe about 30 or so for that. Okay, yeah, we're good. Let's go.
Now, class, Mr. Tiger will show us how Kellogg's Sugar
No.
Frosted Flake cereal starts out.
It's a cornfield. Kellogg's toast corn to golden flakes and adds a secret frosting. Helps keep them extra crunchy and delicious. It's part of your good breakfast and tastes.
I know, great! Sit down, breakfast with Tony, and you'll discover why it's great. Mr. Tiger, you're wonderful.
Oh, shucks. He shook the corn.
Fortified with all these chemicals and dyes.
Do you guys hear it?
A
Probably
little,
get copyright me for these songs.
Yep, you're definitely gonna, because it's ABBA.
If there's any blanks in this, you'll know why.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That. Yep, you're definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's so
all of
short,
them.
though. It's so short. Okay, well, you guys remember how much they used to advertise ABBA's greatest hits.
Nice.
No wonder we bought all this crap. It's just crap after crap after crap.
Yeah, but it
Here,
looks like
guy.
so much fun.
Who are these weirdos drinking Coca-Cola? Look at everybody's having a good time together.
He's pimptastic. Look at him. He's
They're
rocking
grooving.
that. I thought that said Coke AIDS life. I was like, oh.
I knew some magic.
Fake the magic.
Eat some sugar. It's good for you.
It feels very
More sugar to you. You can eat your frosted flakes, drink a Coke, eat your chocolate chip cookies, listening to ABBA. Diabetes.
You make this shot, you can have anything you want.
Oh, sugar?
Kentucky Fried Chicken, Mom.
You got it,
superstar.
Full of
Oh my goodness.
full of growth hormones.
Fried chicken, just like
Raised
a
in
Colonel
cool environment.
with all those delicious fixings.
Fried chicken with your
What
baked
a
potatoes.
It's finger looking good.
Prices are so hot. I take a ladder to go shopping.
Money used to burn a hole in my pocket. Now it isn't even there long enough to get warm.
She was the secretary on Grease.
Campbell's
Yep.
Soups. Try chicken with rice. Best parts of the chicken, fluffy rice, and 2 chicken stocks for extra flavor.
Oh,
About 6 cents a 7-ounce
2
serving.
chicken stocks for extra flavor.
See-through soup. It's awesome.
Right?
Mother always told me, sit up straight, eat all your
Ooh,
vegetables,
Sarah.
and stay out of small foreign
Mm.
cars.
Let's see how small
Joey,
foreign cars.
Mother never
Sarah.
told me about Ultra Bright.
We'll tell you, Ultra Bright has more whitener than any leading toothpaste, yet it's as
Mm-hmm.
safely gentle for teeth as the leading children's fluoride.
Which we know what that does. Great.
So Mother never told me
That
about
aged
Teeth is a
well.
leading children's fluoride.
That aged well. The sex appeal toothpaste. Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Ultra Bright.
That's a big promise to make.
Just make your food fresh.
At Taco Bell, make you feel your taste buds tingle. Taco Bell, watch us make you a burrito or a tasty enchilada.
And chorito.
And then churrito. You know his name was Brad. It had to be. Oh, tú quiero
It's
Taco
fresh
Bell?
food.
What's
Mhm.
this stuff?
Uh-oh, it's Mikey.
It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it.
I'm not gonna
Let's
try
get
it.
Mikey. Yeah. He won't need it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those
so
nutritional
That had to be
cereals
from
you're trying to
Jersey.
get them to eat.
Did you know Mikey growing up?
To know.
Yeah, I did, definitely.
Raisin Bran.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, it's McDonald's. Oh,
Is
God.
Was the hamburger? No, he was. Is the hamburger?
Yeah, come with me into this dark cave. Somebody put something in my french fries.
Those trees have acne.
Don't be surprised. It's just, yeah, it's an opinion.
Oh, jeez. LSD fries.
Seriously, look how trippy that this commercial is.
Uh-huh.
Right? This is like hippie McDonald's.
Bro, his fro is like really like what, 8 inches off his head?
All around the house
Mhm.
right about now.
I'd like a Triscuit.
Oh, that's the chick from Seventh Heaven.
I like a Triscuit. I know my family, and when they'd like a snack, they'd like
Oh,
a Triscuit.
Triscuit.
Everybody come to the table for a snack.
With a dip. Neat with
Y'all
jam.
remember
Or
Triscuits?
just
They
by
would
themselves.
completely
And they really
make
are
the
good.
inside of your mouth raw.
Triscuit wafers, they're made from 100% natural whole wheat, and that's good too.
Uh-huh. That would cut the roof of your mouth like crazy.
Get ready for the freewheeling sports.
Let's go.
Oh, all right.
They used to have that.
People got stuck on the beach. I learned to drive on that van, the extended version.
Look at that 70s cars.
I would take any one of those. I honestly would.
Earthlings are divided into two species. Those who use giant tin smash with 16 servings, measuring scoop, and resealable lid. And others who carry heavy bags of potatoes home to make mash.
Okay.
The robots.
Can we tell the Earthlings apart?
Bangers and mash.
The ones that carry potatoes may have longer arms.
Oh my God, they're just ragging on us.
Oh my God, Snipperoonie. He said, how many of us got gift certificates from our grandparents in the 70s and 80s? Absolutely.
It's a good way to help
Absolutely.
fill them up. And the price
Well
is
done.
right. I found a luscious lemon chicken recipe on a can of Campbell's cream of chicken soup. The dish is
Yeah,
inexpensive.
I've never tried not
and
one of those
delicious.
recipes. They don't look appetizing.
See, we
I
had a-
did
we
have a
had big-
Campbell Soup bank though.
See, they had diverse commercials back in the 70s too.
Mm-hmm.
My baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R. I love to eat it every day. If you ask me why I say, 'cause I scream my house away.
B-O-L-O-G-N-A. That's how I learned how to spell baloney.
Bet.
I love that commercial. I sing that for you all the time.
You guys remember this? If you guys can call it out, like, we're on delay, aren't we? Okay, if you can call it out for the commercial, you can win prizes, games and prizes. See, look at everybody's like together having a good time. There's no problems going on. Hey,
He looked like he was choking that down.
retro. The glass bottle. That's right.
I miss those for everything.
Yeah, drink that soda. Sugar corn.
The only thing was the glass was so thick you barely got any soda.
Cracker Jack.
Uh-huh.
I was like, why? Oh yeah, you get a secret surprise toy like a tattoo. That was the thing to get.
Dude, the only thing I ever broke my teeth on that surprised me was Cracker Jack. Twice.
There's so many balsam products, but this is the one that
Oh, I
started it
remember
all.
that.
Wella
Wella
balsam. It's the original balsam. In just 1 minute,
Farrah
it makes your
Fawcett
hair
again.
strong, shiny, and
She was
easy to
very
comb.
popular in commercials
That's
back
why
then.
everyone tried to copy it, because it works. See, you can tell the difference. So can your hair. So get
And
the
then came
original
Bo Derek.
Wella Balsam
Uh-huh.
Instant Hair Conditioner and
And
Wella
they said
Balsam
Farrah who?
Shampoo.
Brave.
You love your hair.
I
That's the
remember
event.
that bottle.
Mr. Green? Mr. Green?
Yeah.
You need any help?
How'd you get down here, kid?
I just want you to know, I think
Okay, nobody's
I
helping him
think-
back then.
you're the best ever.
Yeah, sure.
Want my Coke?
That's a Coke. All right.
It's
Coke and a
okay, you
smile?
can have it.
That's what Bill Cosby said.
Really, you
Yeah, I have
can
a Coke
have
and a
it.
smile. Shut the fuck
Okay.
Okay.
I'm Coke and a smile.
up. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So don't drink it all.
He's like, man.
Hey, kid. Catch. And he hits him with the bottle.
Thanks, Mean Joe.
Mean Joe Green. All right, off to rehab.
This is Concours, a world-class luxury compact from Chevrolet. In Europe, to show
Where are
that
they?
an American car
In
can
Europe.
challenge the highways
Look
of
at
the
this.
world.
Wow.
Concours is an affordable car.
Mean
That sounds like the
Joe.
Charlie's Angel voice. So that's got to be the guy from Dynasty.
Luxurious interiors,
Bill
and
Forsythe.
dependable Chevrolet engineering. Concours, Built for Americans at home anywhere. A
Anywhere.
world-class luxury
Encore.
compact from Chevrolet.
There we are, Mrs. B.
Oh,
Neptune.
God.
Well, cats are like us, aren't they? They need their
Whiskas.
bit of fish too.
Oh, yes. He loves
Yes,
it,
I'm a
Neptune.
cat lady.
You should see him.
My
He
cats
can't
love
wait.
cat food.
Well, it is from Whiskers.
Yes, and it's got those real fish pieces.
Even I take a
It
bite.
really looks delicious. My Sammy thinks so too. He never leaves any.
Well, it's like I say, Mrs. B. That's Whiskers for
Eat
you.
him more than once a week. Maybe he will.
Whiskers for you.
The way he likes it.
With salmon and
The fish he wants the way he likes it. Let me not say
Yep.
nothing.
What you're about to see is the world's most revolutionary telephone switching invention.
Ah.
We call it
The
Super
elevator.
Switcher.
Bell.
It has
Oh,
no
Bell
moving
telephone.
parts, yet handles 4 times more calls than its predecessor.
Look at this.
It
Supercomputers,
required
guys.
An investment of $400 million, but should
With
ultimately
pill.
save $1 billion
Look
a
cards.
year.
What's that?
And soon every major
When you had to
American
pay a
area will have
toll
one.
fee to
Looks
Say
pull
it.
the next
Say it.
counter.
Say it.
Well, imagine
Say the
that
word,
each of these
Shell.
cars is a long-distance call.
With pilchards?
Pilchards, yes.
This new invention can handle over half a
Jeez, the
million
cat here
cars.
just loves to eat
That's
anything
5
you are
days
messing
traffic on a
with.
busy
Sandwich,
Los
yep.
Angeles
Hamburger,
freeway.
yep. Meat, yep. Onions, hell yeah.
Super Switcher.
The fish and the
It should
cat
go a long distance
food.
to prevent traffic jams on your long-distance calls.
Remember traffic jams on your long distance calls, everybody?
To help keep
Ooh, I saw
down
New Jersey.
costs and improve service.
New Jersey
Keeping
Bell.
your phone system the best in the world.
Jersey Bell, because you need it for a mile
When
long
did you
state.
start baking from scratch? It's not scratch, Mom. It's new Pillsbury Plus. A yellow cake this firm could only be from scratch.
Just
It's
add an egg.
Pillsbury Plus. A cake this moist could only be from scratch. A cake this rich could only be from scratch. It's Pillsbury Plus. The plus is
Don't
pudding.
argue with me, I'm your
Rum
mother.
mixed
Why do you
add
always
that
fighting with me?
moistness. Rich flavor. New Pillsbury
You
Plus.
think you know
honey.
everything.
Looks like Scratch has met its match.
Scratch.
Oh, I
When's the last
remember
time?
that thing.
Remember Scratch?
I still bake from scratch.
Scratch. It's just expensive now. A bag of Scratch. Oh, this one's so old it's in black and white. This can't be 70s, right? Or early 70s? Bruh,
Yeah.
these commercials are making me feel ancient.
Oh yeah.
Why? Because you still remember all the songs, all the jingles?
That's yeah, but that's when Barbie had a waist big enough that she wouldn't topple
Davis.
over and fall in half. Sammy Davis Jr. Mr. Bojangles, let's go.
I got paid $100 for this commercial. Big time money.
If that.
Good with the cigarette burning right there. I don't remember. I don't know what movie that
Demolition
was.
Man.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Got you. Good job. You read that a lot more carefully than I did. Drinking
the English
alcohol
major.
and smoking on television.
Yep.
Two things you cannot do now.
He's
You can
a
do it in
job
movies, just can't
talker.
do it on television.
I love it.
Now you can get
Uh-oh.
your own rock scene.
You can do it in all the
with
shows,
groovy
though.
New rock flowers from Mattel. 3 out-of-sight fashion dolls dressed in wild
That's Casey
rock
Kasem.
costumes with a
I
real
was just
record
gonna
and
say, I know that
posing stand for
voice.
Each one, so she can twirl on any short spindle record player. And look, you can buy
Hell
these
yeah,
exciting
Heidi.
rock fashions to dress
the
and
candy
pose
man.
them in. The
This
new
one comes
rock
with
flowers.
acid.
Each comes with their own costume, posing stand, and rock flowers record. Dolls and other
I actually
costumes
didn't
for
have
each
those.
Quaalude.
And I had most Barbie dolls.
Yeah, just remember, man. Just remember when people say that commercials weren't diverse enough, right? Just this is the 70s.
Gentlemen prefer hands with all the ladies draped in crepe. The artist
That's
loves the
Sophia
human
Loren?
shape. Gentlemen prefer hands. Hands will make you smooth.
No, it's
and
not, but it
silky,
is a lookalike.
shapely, sexy. Wear a pair and you could be captured for posterity.
Look, I'm sitting next to my picture.
Prefer hands.
Do you know gentlemen prefer Hanes?
I found a
I
recipe
thought
you
gentlemen
won't
preferred
find in a
blondes,
cookbook,
but all right.
but it's sure nutritious and a real money saver
Aw,
too.
Vicki
Take a
Lawrence.
quart of Carnation Instant non-fat
Mama.
dry milk.
Before she was
Add a
mama.
quart of whole milk.
Add a quarter whole
Dude,
milk,
that's a
fake
good
milk, and
song.
stir.
chill,
It's a good country song.
and serve.
No, and no
You
one
get
will
2
know.
quarts
You
of fresh
skipped
tasting
them on the
low-fat
milk.
milk and make a real savings on your milk bill.
Yeah, you could save on milk bill by putting fake milk into the
I did not know.
milk.
Carnation instant
Right?
milk.
I
Good
did not
for
know
you
she sang
and
The
your
Night the
budget,
Lights Went Out in
too.
Georgia.
Now here is a corn lover, and there's nothing more gratifying to a corn
That sounds like Bill Cosby.
lover than to know that her mother has given her delicious Del
Oh,
Monte
that's definitely him.
family-style corn. More people eat it than any other corn
She looks
like
like
it.
Cindy
It's
Brady,
a
but she's
special
not.
strain developed to be sweet and tender. And when a corn lover is eating Del Monte corn, she
Eat
probably
pudding
doesn't
pop.
need to hear me talking about how good it is, right? Well,
Right.
I'm just
You take
going to
your
go
pudding
into
pop.
the living room and talk about corn to the sofa.
It's corn.
Purina puppy chow.
Better than what he
puppy
puts in
chow.
the food,
Growing to
Depot.
big puppies.
Here we go.
Again, it's
Puppy
showing
chow
growing
for a
lips,
full
but
year.
Even after he looks full grown on the outside, inside his muscles are still forming and his bones are still growing for
Look
about
at
a
me.
full year. That's why he needs a full year of the extra nutrition in puppy chow.
That's Winnie the Pooh's voice.
For a full year,
Till he's full grown.
This is a cubic foot. There are 5
Before
more of
Law and
these
Order.
inside the new Chevrolet
And before
than
Dirty
there are
Dancing.
inside this year's older style full-size cars of
Before
Chevy's
Dirty Law
nearest
Dancing.
sales competitor. That's based on U.S. government estimates of vehicle interior size as reported in the 1977
Oh my God, leg room.
EPA
You remember
guide
that
for
in
new car
cars?
buyers.
There's
The new
tons.
Chevrolet with 5 more cubic feet of room. It stacks up beautifully. Now that's
And just
more like it.
barely fits in the garage.
Nervous
Barely.
is me, your boyfriend's family. All 16 of them. Nervous is why.
Oh, girl, that's nothing in my family.
Soft and dry roll-on. Nothing keeps you drier when you're nervous.
That's not even one generation.
For the 4th time. Nervous is why. There's new soft and dry.
You got a state
Nothing
trooper
keeps
giving
you
her
drier,
driver's
yet
test?
it never stings most girls,
Nerve-wracking.
even after shaving.
My fellow classmates. Nervous is why. There's new soft and dry.
That was horrible. It was so sticky. So sticky.
Don't you love our vacation slide?
I've seen better pictures.
Morris!
That's you by the cactus.
Which is which?
Intermission, din din.
You go.
Love Mars.
Don't be finicky. It's 9
Don't be
lives.
finicky. Morris is
The
finicky.
liver chopped platter.
9
He's
lives
finicky.
chopped platter. Oh, 9 lives. Nutritious foods cats will really like.
Right, Thomas?
Get a close up of this. 9 lives.
Come on, you guys. The sun's already up. It's going to be a golden day.
Let's eat.
Oh God, Golden Grams. Those. The precursor to Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
And catchy.
They were either wood chip
To be.
consistency or mush. There was no in between.
I'm probably out of time because I forget I have a Bluetooth headset. Sorry, guys. Oh. Oh, our turtlenecks.
Mm-hmm. Really? Oh, jeez.
Listen to the Lipton whistle. Whisk, whisk, whisk.
Hey, Fat Hickory. Stop.
Lipton flow through tea bags, like 2 bags of flavor in one.
Thanks for that. Commercials from the 70s.
And now my mom, the world's greatest chicken fixer.
Oh, a ginger. Look, diversity.
Could see through yours like
Oh, Weston Oil. Here you go.
God, Wesson. That's like Loretta Lynn with the Crisco.
It's pure
Because
vegetable
each
oil.
drop of Wesson is filtered 24 times to make Wesson cook as
24
light as
times
it
because
looks.
25 is too much and 23 is not enough.
Wesson cooks as light as it looks.
It looks light.
I just love cooking with Crisco.
And it rolls on casters.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, Dad.
It attaches to
Why would
the
you paint your
faucet,
steel in that color?
so you can have water to wash your clothes.
Look at that. Uh-oh, no, not the sandwich.
And it rolls on casters.
It
has 2 speeds. And it rolls on casters. It has 4 cycles. And it rolls
See?
on casters. But the nicest thing about
This Whirlpool automatic washer is that you can have it installed permanently, and then
Yeah, the bulb didn't break. Okay.
My sandwich, finally.
What a time for Ella to be away.
What do we eat, Dad? Are you gonna cook?
Yeah, sure, I'm gonna cook.
You? Oh no. But what's for
Oh, look at that. They're shaming
Hamburger
them.
helper?
Chicken?
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Have
banquet.
some
Yeah, not
frozen
bad, huh?
processed crap.
There you go. And dessert.
Never looked like that. Not once. Never looked like that.
Sweetheart, there's nothing I can't do.
I can heat up a television dinner.
Look, when it comes to coffee, I don't
I
take any
believe so,
chances.
MJ.
I use MJB. Now, heaven
I
knows,
bet.
some of my friends don't really know the difference. I mean, to them, coffee is just something to drink. But I like coffee. I mean, I really get disappointed
She's
if
on
it doesn't
something.
taste
What
good.
do you want, lady?
So I have to
Maddie.
Matt, Judge Maddie, what's
well,
up?
because somehow it always tastes good when it should. And I'm not the greatest cook in the world.
This chick styler works so fast, you know what they call it? The speed styler. And look what
I
else
bet.
it has. A concentrator for those tough to dry places. And it's
How you
fast.
doing, honey?
3 drying speeds for easier styling. And it's fast.
Hey, just on. How you doing? We
Special
watch the
brush
70s commercials.
for blow
Look at
dry.
this. Remember these guys?
And it's fast.
Plus styling mist for control. And 2 combs for flippy
Yes,
curls.
because you want to
Wow.
combine
Flippy
water
curls.
with
Most to
electronic
work with, and it's
appliances.
so fast.
Oh, yeah.
Chick
That's the
calls
best
it the
idea
speed
ever.
styler. Get
Mm-hmm.
one.
Good morning, America. Come join us for breakfast.
Oh,
Golden
IHOP?
Corral? Who is it?
Or
Oh,
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
IHOP didn't really have commercials until like later. But
Mm.
come join us for breakfast.
McDonald's, we're fixing a hot, delicious breakfast just for you. Fresh scrambled eggs, hot cakes and sausage, our own egg McMuffin, lots of Danish
Oh my God!
pastries.
Remember the styrofoam containers?
Oh, yeah.
All for
Oh
you.
God, the yellow ones especially.
Is there ever a time when McDonald's wasn't like terrible food?
His
Probably not.
room is a
Messy
mess.
Marvin.
His clothes are a mess. The only time he doesn't make a mess is when he makes his chocolate
Oh,
milk. He
yeah.
Right.
uses good old-fashioned Hershey syrup in the brand new squeeze.
Before he
hot,
shot himself in the
rich,
eye.
delicious chocolate flavor.
Yep, they'll
that
shoot your eye out,
Hershey
kid.
can deliver without making a mess.
Delicious.
Delicious. Delicious.
Good old Hershey syrup in a no-mess bottle.
May I help you, sir?
If I wanted a Whopper and asked you to hold the pickles and hold the lettuce, would I get to hear you sing?
Burger King was
Now
jive.
you get
You'd
sued.
get to hear us sing.
Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce, special order donuts and all we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
Hey, you got one big hit.
Well, the Whopper's one big hamburger.
Have it your
Oh my goodness.
have it your way.
Have it your way.
This is a Domino's Pizza store, a store of pizza specialists. Pizza
Oh,
is the only
Jesus.
thing Domino's Pizza makes. It enables them to do it right, starting with the freshest ingredients. Nothing is ever frozen, dehydrated, processed, or powdered. It's a wholesome, nutritious meal in
That's
itself.
changed.
For hot,
Right?
friendly, fast
Like now we do it
Call Domino's.
the complete opposite.
Check the
Yep.
Yellow Pages directory for the Domino's Pizza store near you, limited delivery area. Start with
That married into franchise owners. Yes, absolutely wrong.
wheat. Boil for 7 minutes.
What do you mean boiling?
Drain, and add the flavor of sharp aged cheddar. Kraft
Macaroni and
makes it all
cheese.
so easy.
Kraft?
Now take credit for a home
Yes.
family favorite that
Mhm.
costs only pennies.
Good
Straight elbow
old-fashioned
macaroni.
Kraft.
Wonder it's America's favorite packaged dinner. Kraft
Look at that.
macaroni and cheese.
Remember that stuff?
Idea for
I do remember that. I can literally taste it right now.
Mm-hmm. There was in everything. Want to come on in?
Laverne!
Well,
It's
Lucy,
Penny
I'm
Marshall.
not exactly dressed to go to the store right now.
How convenient.
Wait, that's not Sarah. Who is that? That's the other one.
Works against your dandruff,
Where is it?
But what about my gorgeous hair?
Your gorgeous
Oh, it is
hair
Farrah.
will love it.
No, that's fair.
You know, it is the best-selling shampoo in America.
Best-selling dandruff shampoo, you mean?
Best-selling shampoo of any kind. Because it hates your dandruff, but it also loves your hair. I use it regularly.
Well, smells okay. Some kind of lather, too. You know what I think?
You think you look adorable.
She's still brushing her hair.
It's a terrific, sexy number on my hair.
Blondes have more
I
fun.
love it.
I'm
Back
glad.
in the 70s.
I used to buy the Head and Shoulders.
That's
We're
when they
out.
came up with that,
Okay,
right?
can I borrow some money?
Head and Shoulders.
There it is. He's that roommate.
From Betty Crocker.
Needs a shampoo, needs
Just
money.
one Betty Crocker Devil's Food cake will convince you. It tastes better than any
Oh my
other
goodness,
Devil's Food
Kitty,
mix.
why?
Tastes
Yep,
richer,
better than
moister.
Scratch.
Bake one yourself and see. Second, Betty Crocker creamy frostings.
Yeah.
Besides making great frostings, you can make homemade candy from them too, like fudge. Easy candy recipes.
Oh,
on
there you
every
go.
box.
Yeah, you can put it on
Betty Crocker
popcorn.
cakes and
Good idea.
frostings. Try one. Or two.
Why not just grab a spoon and just eat it right out of the damn
Jello
container?
brand gelatin.
Look, happy endings.
You said you were being a salesman.
I didn't know they advertised those.
Dessert. He says dessert fills you up and slows you down.
Ah, there you go,
Won't say
MJ.
no to Jello
The old
Jello.
Providence
yeah.
bar.
Looks good.
Back when people gave a
You
shit.
sure it isn't filling?
Positive.
Fabulous dessert.
Thank you.
Like it's so delicious.
Hey, Libby.
On your toes, Tanner.
Libby said, Libby,
Sweetheart, you're the
Dawn,
best.
Maddie. Hi, honeys.
So for happy endings, don't say no, say Jello gelatin.
There's always room for Jello.
When Twinkle Toes Tilly accidentally tripped, she
Trickle
dropped all the pudding into a bowl of Cool Whip non-dairy whipped
Well, what do you know?
and got an idea.
Okay,
I'll eat the whole
lick the
thing.
spoon, put it right back in the thing. That's great.
Oh, yeah.
Very high
70s.
tech.
You could do that in the 70s. It was cool. It was good.
Gelatin jump.
I made that a trifle. I made those.
Not
Everyone
bad.
expects a new
Did she
dessert.
just fart?
Oh, no. It's a lot more.
She fell.
Oh.
That's the whole
At Tim Hortons,
bit.
there are a lot of good reasons to stop for coffee and donuts. Like
Oh, yeah.
chocolate-dipped
Get your
donuts,
coffee and
orange
donuts
flavour,
here.
donuts
Look at
with
that.
Whipped cream, honey crullers, famous
Honey
Tim Hortons
crullers.
duck cheese, and
Crullers?
more.
Jeez.
You mean
Of course, Tim
crawlers?
Hortons is always friendly and efficient.
She looks like
We're
this looks like a
open 7
Waffle
days a
House
week,
more.
and the coffee is great. Yes,
Where are they
at
at?
Tim Hortons, there are a
Tim
lot of
Hortons.
reasons to
You
stop
guys remember
for
Tim? I
coffee
don't
and
remember
donuts.
this, but donuts
But
look
most of all, you
look
need
I don't
good.
think that
They're
was
probably
East
stale
Coast.
by now, but
Mm-hmm.
Tim Hortons.
I don't think that was an East Coast thing.
Sure makes me hot and thirsty. This is a job for Kool-Aid.
Hey, Kool-Aid. He's like, what did they put in my drink? I don't remember Kool-Aid hitting those high notes.
No, I don't even.
My friend's Kool-Aid.
He's got a range.
Especially when he comes through and he's like, rah, 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 rah. Oh my God, Happy Meals.
It's a hamburger or cheeseburger, regular size fries, regular size soft drink,
Uh-huh.
and the McDonald and cookie sampler.
Ooh,
It also
okay, and
comes in a
cookies.
Happy
And a
Meal box
toy.
with games,
And a
puzzles,
toy.
shows,
That's right.
It's a hamburger or cheeseburger, regular size fries.
Get it straight.
regular
I'll
size
explain it one more
soft drink,
time.
and cookie sampler
Soft
with
drink.
games, puzzles, jokes, and a prize.
And a prize.
Happy Meal.
One more time.
I remember when you could like, there were jokes and like coloring things and mazes on them.
They call the bathtub ring. Their boss was Dirty Bert. He'd plaster kids with dirt. He was having a real wild fling.
The hell?
Bubble called him out.
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles!
A hero swing. He
Sing
got
it, guys.
Bert roped and tied. He scrubbed Bert's
I
dirty
don't remember
hide.
the song.
And cleaned up the bathtub ring. Take a bath with Mr. Bubble and give
Oh, I
Dirty
know,
Bert
it's
a lot
sad.
of trouble.
Oh. They've never changed the design.
He's like, hello, have some sugar.
Uh-huh. They
Only
they
13
always make
minutes.
mistakes. They never bake right. They're always raw in the middle.
Caramel Danish. Look at this. With juice and milk to make it complete.
They're not hard to make. Just make your own.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Mr. Whipple or Whiffle.
He's like, stop
Whipple.
squeezing my toilet paper.
And here's the
Mhm.
difference. See the bigger
Don't
cups
squeeze
of
the
coffee?
Charmin.
You can feel the difference. Feel how much softer. You can even hear. It's really.
No matter
He's
how
being
irresistibly
accosted.
soft, please don't squeeze the new Charmin.
Please don't squeeze the
You're
Charmin.
squeezing the Charmin.
So much softer
Mhm.
you can see, feel, and hear the difference. New soft fragrance too.
Mr. Whipple was a hypocrite.
Wait,
We all knew
don't
that.
scroll past. What if I told you there was
We
a
make it through all
show
of
about
them?
a robot girl who fooled
Alright, we
an
saw this.
entire town while wearing the same
We saw
dress
this.
for
All right. How about that? We did it.
The Brunies are pervs. Yeah, they're all like just they're just rubbing toilet paper on his face, and he's like, "Ooh, really? What?"
You didn't see where the other hands were.
I know.
How's that feel, Mr. Whipple? Mm-hmm.
know.
Squeezably soft.
That's not a
Oh,
good advertisement for a man.
no.
Oh my goodness. Who else got whooped for eating all the icing? Oh no. Like you get whooped before you even thought of eating the icing. That spoon right across the knuckles. Nope. Nope. But I mean, when we were kids, if you were good, you got to, they gave you the scraper and you got to like clean the bowl, right? You got to clean the bowl of batter or whatever. We ate all sorts of like raw eggs. None of us ever got sick. None of us. I never got salmonella. Like that was not a thing. You did everything so that you got that spoon or the beater, even the beater. My grandma be like, here, you have to get in all the little crevices. And that teaches skills that you don't get normally. I mean, you got to get every little bit of that batter. You still do? I do too. That's the best part, man. I don't want the cake once it's cooked. I want it before. It's like cookie dough. Cookie dough raw is amazing. They're like, oh, eggs. Shut up. We built up resistances. Absolutely, Crown. We were not weaklings at all. Do you ever remember washing your hands when you were outside before you ate something? No, never. Whatever was on your hands, you just swallowed it, the whole thing. All that bacteria, we were fine.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, we had less colds and shit, so we didn't have kids with like Kawasaki and whatever the hell that thing.
Kawasaki.
Yeah, it's called Coxsackie or some shit.
Hot
I don't know, it's like
taxi.
it's a weird like skin thing that they get. It's just like, okay, and like scabies and whatever. It's like, no, we never got any of that crap. If we had a rash, your mother's like, go wash your hands, put soap on it. Okay, and that was it. Hose drinking, yes, Crown. Hose drinking,
or they'd poison the water, and then after they poison the water, it was
and
all
after
there.
they put.
Yep.
That's
And
how
it's
you knew
time.
when a kid was dumb, because they would take that first sip from the hose, not realizing it's been sitting in the sun, and like scald their mouth. You're like, dude, you gotta let it run. Let it run.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let it run because it's time for
You know, I haven't seen a mask in so long. You're wearing a mask. So nice of you. I haven't seen anybody wearing a mask in a long time. It's good. You feel more comfortable, right? Good. That's good.
It's because you're probably ugly. Fine. It's fine. I don't know what that
save us
was.
some time.
That's right, Dark. That's right. Oh, what is this? Oh.
All right, people. Listen the hell up. They call me Snow White, but don't ask me why.
Oh, Jesus.
It sure ain't how I describe this scenario. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. This dress is way too frilly. But I didn't ask for any of this. 1 minute I'm polishing floors and dodging my stepmother's side eye, and the next, I'm on the run.
Oh, Lord.
How do you expect me to run in these high-heeled slippers? So there's this evil queen.
Why is he wrinkled like
Vanity
Yoda?
Problem, and she wants my heart on a plate. They say she the fairest of them all, but let me tell you something. She's also the scariest of them all.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all?
You've asked this before. Maybe go take a nap.
Oh, shit.
Snow White is the fairest, my queen. No cap.
Now I'm holed up with 7 dwarves who pack more than just bad attitudes. And trust me, they're the real deal.
We got your back, White. You say the word, and we'll blast that bitch to kingdom come.
Nice.
Bow to me, child, or I'll see your bones turn to cinders.
But I'm done hiding. That huntsman did me a
Nerd.
solid, and now I'm ready to pay back that favor. It's time to storm the castle, crack that magic mirror, and show the evil queen once and for all exactly who she's fucking with. I had it. with these motherfucking apples in this motherfucking forest. And if you think I'm some helpless little princess, well, you better guess again. Cause I'm Snow White, motherfucker. And I'm
No
about
limit.
to put a bullet in this bedtime story. Now pass me that apple. And while you're at it, maybe some combat boots. Cause I've had enough of these slippers.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I want to see this. Bonus content.
Starring Danny
They call me the Little Mermaid, but I ain't no dainty damsel, swishing my fins for applause. I'm a grown woman with a big dream. And that dream's about clawing my way out of this soggy hellhole. I want to be where the party's at, not stuck in this fish tank swimming with losers. That's when I saw him, the prince, strutting on a
Hey,
ship
Ronnie.
with those legs all high and mighty,
Good night, honey.
like he owns the damn world.
Well,
And I thought, that's it, that's my ticket. I want Sam.
All right, not as good as the last one, but
oh my god, that's funny. Is the mermaid short?
I don't know. I've never seen it in person.
I'm just saying because he's tiny.
I mean, it Inudito is.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I am James Madison. I want to thank you all for assisting me today with the historic task of drafting our first 10 amendments for our new Constitution. The first amendment that I would recommend would be this one. It's pretty straightforward. It's freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to assemble.
I love it.
It's not bad, I guess. Great. Moving along then. Second Amendment is, yes, Tim.
This whole freedom of speech thing, how exactly would that work?
A free
Well,
people
if only
should
they
be able
knew.
to think and speak freely without the government stopping them. Now, moving on to the Second Amendment. Yes, Tim.
Like, what if someone says something that you disagree with? Or what if someone says something that hurts your feelings?
Like if someone said James Madison is an oafish galumpus who needs to shut his potato trap mouth if he knows what's good for him, would that be protected speech?
That would be very hurtful. But yes, it's not the government's job to come in and tell its citizenry whether or not it can and can't say something. If somebody decided to insult me, you know, I'm a man. I can take it.
So the ability to insult anyone will be a guaranteed right. I love America.
Wait.
How comedy was
No.
born.
Let's slow this down. If people can say whatever they want, we're going to need to provide for spaces that are safe from free speech.
No, that defeats the whole purpose. We must be able to use the words we wish without fear of prosecution.
I don't know about that, Chief. Words can be violence, you know.
No, words are quite literally not violence. Violence is violence and words are words. You can't just go around changing definitions all the time, all willy-nilly.
See, I don't like that you just said that. I am naming this section of the table here my safe space.
Okay, Snowflake.
Tim, that's ridiculous.
You are in my safe space.
Damn.
You can't say that, okay? So, with this whole free speech thing, what happens if someone says something that's untrue? We're going to need a team of fact checkers funded by the government to identify misinformation.
The government would never fund fact checkers against its own citizenry. Not if the First Amendment has anything to say about it.
I give it 250 years.
Yeah, don't be a gullible, ignorant rube.
Okay, moving on to the
There was
Second
a shelf
Amendment.
life, apparently.
Not so fast. What about cyberbullying? What about misgendering? What about jokes that punch down
In
on marginalized
1787?
communities? What about hate speech?
What is hate speech?
I think it's something like, I hate you, you scurvy knave. You have the wit of a damp turnip, James Madison!
You can't commit hate speech against him. He's a cis white male. You can only commit it against minorities and those on the fringes of society.
Are you suggesting that we only protect speech that we agree with?
Perfect. Congress shall make no law abridging speech that we agree with. Simple fix. Glad we worked that out.
No. That undermines the whole purpose. We must protect all speech, or no speech is safe.
I like where you're going with that, but okay, hear me out. What if we only protected some speech.
And who exactly would decide what speech is protected and what is not?
I'll volunteer to do it. Problem solved. Are we done here?
No, we are not. We're obviously going to go in circles on this, okay? So why don't we just put a pin in the First Amendment and move on to the second?
And what would that one be?
The right to keep and bear arms.
But if everyone has guns, how am I going to stop them from saying things I don't like? Just saying.
God. That's hilarious.
Tired of banks silencing your values?
What's going on?
You need to sell this now! Sell it now! Sell it now!
Fine, I'll sell it.
That was easy!
2024 Model S. What do you think a fair price is?
How many miles?
5,000. I only really drive it around town.
Oh, wow! That's basically new!
What do you think a fair asking price is?
I wouldn't let it go for any less than 75K!
Yeah, but you set it on fire.
It's all about marketing! I would write in the listing something like, has flames on it!
Is that a Tesla? Oh, I would love one of those.
It's for sale.
We're hoping to get 75K!
The thing has a lot of damage. Would you take 50K?
That sounds like a good deal, to be honest. I would take it.
Deal.
Amazing.
Oh, come on! Oh, fine, I guess.
Whoa, a lightly burned Tesla.
Are you interested?
It's in better condition than most on the market right now, but I'm not sure if an EV is right for me.
Are you kidding me? When will you be sure? After global warming floods half the country?
Good point, good point. Okay, I'll take it.
Thank goodness.
Fantastic! You've made a great purchase. Sell your Tesla! Sell your Tesla!
Oh, but I just bought it. I'm not sure if I'm ready to sell.
When will you be ready to sell? After fascism has already destroyed America?
I don't think I have the time and energy to list it myself, guys. Can I trade it in?
45,000 is really a lot for this.
We've seen this model with more miles listed for 75,000. 45,000 seems more than fair.
Yeah, but this one has been set on fire and vandalized.
That's why we're saying 45,000 and not 75,000. There's no way the damage is going to cost 30,000 to repair.
You set it on fire.
I have an uncle who does body work for cars.
Oh, Christ.
I've been with my husband for almost 20 years, but about 3 years ago, I was strongly considering divorce, and I want to talk to you about why.
Yep, I'm her husband. Pretty lucky guy. I got a lady who cares enough about me that she airs her criticisms out to over 100 million people on the internet.
How do you feel about her telling the world that she was considering divorcing you?
Yeah, I found out about that one when I watched the video. You know, I think it was very brave of her to talk to the world about my faults and none of her own, rather than just wasting time talking to me about them inside the container of our marriage, where quite honestly, I probably just messed things up by having a voice. She doesn't like that.
And on paper, I have an amazing husband. He is incredibly supportive. He's kind. He's loyal. He's a great dad. He's very hands-on. He's an active participant. He's always present. Like, on paper, what else could I ask for?
And it turns out that off paper, she can demand a lot more. Or she likes to call it, ask for a lot more.
Every night, when we cook dinner, you ask me what to make. Every day, when you drop off the kids at daycare, you ask me what they need in their backpacks. I am the project manager of this home, and I need you to do more.
Dude, is she being serious?
Yeah. And honestly, I feel really bad for taking advantage of her. After a full day of work, when I cook dinner, sometimes I would make the mistake of asking her what to cook. Or before I take kids to daycare in the morning, before I go to work, I would ask, what should I pack them? And that puts a lot of burden on her while I'm handling everything. It's really all in the caption of her video. A woman's love language is not having to ask. Brilliant.
Did you know that's actually not
Just
one
read
of the
my
love
mind.
languages? It's childish and unrealistic.
No, she decided that we decided she shouldn't have to ask. I should just know. And having to always guess exactly what she wants or she'll divorce me has me in a constant stress response. I feel frantic all the time. Manically, always just doing everything I possibly can, hoping it's right. And she tells me that's good for our relationship because it shows up.
Can I relate?
And there was this one morning where I woke up and I went to put something in the trash and it was overflowing. And I went to get my son's water bottle and it was in the dishwasher with all the other clean dishes. And I felt so disrespected and unseen and unvalued at that point in time. And I remember texting my husband being like, what happened? Like, why didn't you do this?
Yeah, I told her I was running late for work. Big mistake. So today I took a sick day off work just to get ahead of the chores. And I mean, that's okay. I can just go to work when I'm sick. I always feel more relaxed there anyway.
She heavily criticized you in her video, but she neglected to bring up even one point on what she could do to improve in your relationship.
Yeah, she's never brought one up. So I don't think there's anything there. When she gets home, she gets a UV light out. If she finds anything, I have to start over.
Where is she right now?
Black lights.
She's at brunch with friends. Then she's going to the spa. The sound of me cleaning and vacuuming is just too much for her. So she has to get out of the house. But after I get the upstairs done, pick up the kids and make dinner, then she'll come home.
And I felt so frustrated. And I remember thinking, what's the point? What's the point of doing this with someone else? I might as well just do it alone.
Turns out she was bluffing on that. She got me this bad boy for my birthday. It's pretty good. Well, you know, she had me go pick it up and I paid for it.
And you paid for it.
Do you think if she did leave you, then she would realize all the things that you actually do?
Oh, no. She told me her life would be easier without me, that I'm lucky she stays.
But we've been raised in a society that tells men and women who they should be in marriages and what it looks like to be a good mom versus a good dad. And we know the bar for moms is way up here and the bar for dads is way down here.
Yeah, I really endorse the idea of men and women listening to her marriage advice in that video. It brings a lot of joy.
I'm lucky, and I say lucky because I have a partner who I know loves me and wants me to be happy and was willing and able to change.
No, I'm the lucky one. As long as I stay coachable to change who and how I am to meet her expectations, then she can be happy.
And so we did the work to figure out what equity looked like in our relationship. And I can tell you now, 3 years later, that we are happier than ever.
She's right. We did the hard work of her pointing out all my shortcomings, and I changed so she could be in complete control, aka honored and not be taken advantage of. And now we've grown to a point where she tells me we're happy.
How do you think she would react if you posted a video criticizing her on you?
Oh, she'd leave me in a heartbeat. You know, we've decided that equity in our relationship means it's better if I don't even criticize her in private. Oh, looks like she caused a scene at brunch and the manager threw her out. I got to go pick her up. She got a little too tipsy to drive. I don't know. Oh, I need to have an apology ready for her.
Why?
Well, usually when she gets hammered during the day, it's because I made her drink because I didn't make her feel fully seen and appreciated for the amazing woman she is. I couldn't be happier. Seriously.
I need recognition.
Yep. Yeah, I'm walking out the door right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll promise to do better next time. If you desire to feel like a
Unbelievable. Walk faster.
Yeah,
Needs
there
to
you
chest,
go.
bitch. Needs to chest. Let's go.
You married Amber Heard.
A German rocket company believes Elon and SpaceX
Stiff
are
rocket.
out of control and need to be checked with some formidable competition. So recently, they completed the first ever rocket launch in Europe with a majestic backdrop of snow and mountains. Within 40 seconds of takeoff, the rocket successfully touched down in the water right beside where it took off. You're on notice, Elon. Absolutely stunning mountains that rocket company has there. Welcome to We Lie to You News. Tonight's top stories. Europe and Disney are failed states. There's an assassination attempt on President Putin. Who's behind it? And Tesla protesters are running over Trump supporters with their cars. But is that wrong? All these stories and more, but starting with, as Snow White has been putting up WNBA numbers at the box office, Disney has pulled its activist Rachel Zegler off a press tour, canceling appearances on Jimmy Kimmel and SNL, amongst others.
That's
as
good
they've
news.
learned that the more she opens her mouth, the more people dislike her. Meanwhile, social scholar Tim Dillon had an insight on how to deal with Snow White's failed actress, who succeeded at leading Disney to its biggest failure of all time.
Nice.
Take a look.
And everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, someone has to put her in a cage.
Now let's take a look at how things are going across the pond. In France, in light of WEF's poster boy Macron's low approval ratings, a French court has just banned the opposition's front runner from running in the election. But some are criticizing the move, believing France should follow
How
the
dare you.
US's lead in upholding democracy, where you simply persecute the opposition and the media for 8 years, set up a Russian hoax, arrest them, charge them, convict them of 34 felonies, and shoot them in order to ensure free and fair elections.
Wait, I've seen
As
that
it
movie
stands,
before.
Macron, whose wife is rumored to be a man, and separately rumored to be a man who is also Macron's own father, is expected to squeak out the election victory where no one is allowed to run against him or pose questions about his wife's testicles. Elsewhere in Europe, the Muslim nation known as the UK is making progress, where they just announced there will be longer jail sentences for white men.
Of course there will be.
What it
You
means,
should
though,
know
is
better.
that white men are going to be treated a lot tougher by judges from Tuesday compared to other groups in society.
They talk with that snobby accent. Maybe they should have longer sentences.
He's literally a white guy saying that.
UK and France
Like, this
just
is-
doing
this is
their
good.
part
This
to
is- this is-
uphold good old-fashioned democracy. Too bad Trump is holding us back in that department over here
This is
in
fine.
America. Also, over the weekend, there was an apparent assassination attempt on President Putin in Russia. This comes just days after Ukrainian comedian
Jesus, I
Zelensky
can't unsee
publicly
that.
stated that Putin does not have long to live. So what's really going on? Well, the two most likely scenarios are that the assassination attempt was either led by Ukrainian leader Zelensky in an effort to eliminate Putin, or it was staged by Russian leader Putin in an effort to make it look like Zelensky was making an effort to eliminate Putin. You can count on one of those two scenarios being true. We're just here to provide clarity. But there is an outside possibility that a Democrat thought Putin's limo was a Tesla and wanted to do their part to save the world from Hitler, who died in 1945. And Tesla protests stateside have been heating up, where in San Antonio, a whopping less than a dozen protesters came out over the weekend in order to hold up signs promoting swastikas and to receive their payment for protesting. Elsewhere in Idaho, a Tesla protester ran over a counter-protester with his vehicle. The runner-over guy has been arrested. However, he is yet to issue an apology for the carbon footprint he created when he drove his non-electric vehicle over the Trump supporter's body. Morally speaking,
For
was
humanity.
this a wrong move? Well, my climate consciousness says yes. You should only run people over in electric cars to minimize your carbon footprint. And by running someone
Right.
over, you're technically eliminating even more carbon. So everybody wins. And according to the Gateway Pundit, there's no less than 24 Democratic organizations funding the terrorist campaign against Tesla. Of note is Climate Defenders Action Fund. Their mission is dedicated to dismantling the fossil fuel industry. And currently, that is by way of protesting the largest electric car maker on the planet. Checks out pretty well. In
Yeah.
other
Yeah,
news,
absolutely.
Utah has
Perfect
become the
sense.
first state to ban fluoride in the water, which has
Yeah.
been linked to lower IQ scores. Kanye's mental health seems to be doing pretty well. Let's check in with him.
I'm her daddy. And I deal with pain and I administer pain also.
I'm guessing he's no stranger to fluoridated water. That's it for tonight's news. Stay tuned as we'll be reporting on Argentina president's declassification of Nazi documents. Did Hitler actually escape Germany and live out his years in Argentina? Well, stay tuned because even if that didn't happen, we'll be reporting that it did, just like everyone on Twitter is already doing. Good night.
Hey,
Just
if
because
you're
other
trying to lose,
Yahtzees did.
you know, I don't really
Did she
understand
do
this
it last
whole
week?
USAID or USAID thing.
Oh, it can be difficult. Luckily for
No, we
you,
didn't do
I can
one last
explain
week.
it. Okay. See here, you're what's called a taxpayer, and I am the government.
Okay.
May I have some tax money, please?
Sure.
Great.
Here you are.
This is the price you pay for a civilized society. So you give that $20 to me, the government. This is an NGO,
Okay.
a non-government organization. And this is an American small business.
Okay.
Okay, now out of that $20 you give to me, $10 I need to keep because, you know, got to keep the lights on.
20 videos,
Sure.
man.
$10 goes to the NGO.
All right.
This one's
Part of the
called
dark humor.
Rochambeau for World Peace. All right. You see that small business owner right there?
Yes.
I'm going to need you to mostly peacefully kick him in the balls.
Oh.
What, you guys serious? You want that money?
Yeah.
Get a kick it.
All right.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
You heard him crack.
Ooh. But why don't I get anything?
You don't get anything. Very good. You see him right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, take that money from him. Excellent. Thank you for your taxes. Your contributions are well noted. May I?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's called a kickback. Now, this mouthy little terrorist over here that doesn't understand that free speech has limitations,
Yeah.
What?
he needs a kick in the nuts.
No,
Get a
I
kick
don't
in-
think that's.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now you see,
I heard it shatter.
if the government did that, that would be unethical, maybe even illegal.
Why?
But a non-government organization
Why?
can kick as many Americans in the nuts as they want. And the best part is, the Americans will pay for it. Do you like getting kicked in the nuts, friend?
No.
Would you like it to stop?
Yes.
I'm going to need some more money, please.
I don't have more money.
Oh, he doesn't have more money.
You
This is called an audit.
What? No. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, that looks painful. That's okay.
Formerly from Crowder.
He's going to have to pick himself up by the bootstraps. 40% of Somalia's
By the
GDP
bootstraps, Dave.
is our money that we give to them.
Let Dave Landau.
So, do you care about the Somalians, good sir?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, have some more money, please.
Oh, I
Do
think
you even know where it
guys
is?
Already, so the NGO took all of it.
You know what that means? He needs an audit.
I love this Kent. You can't find it
And
on
this
the
is
map.
how your government and non-government organizations make the world a better place. I'm going to
stop.
need that money in the form of a donation.
Oh.
Thank you very much. See? Everybody's happy.
The more you know,
Doge.
the more you need Doge.
Nice.
All right.
That was a good
Hey, hold on. Oh, wait. That's right. I forgot. We got to do this one.
Any final words, Mel?
Okay, hold on. I thought we watched this last week. We didn't watch this last week. This is the
We
one.
didn't
where
have
I was-
one last week.
I was saved. We didn't have one last week. Just keep reminding me of this. All right,
Okay.
here we go. Brothers convinced
Hey, I don't wanna
with their
do this.
of a zombie apocalypse.
Any final words, Millicent?
Oh my.
No.
Now she should not use a
Yeah,
straw.
we're trying to remove some straws because we.
If you aren't ready and ride this out, we'll let you know.
The Center for Disease Control in Washington, D.C. has issued a viral outbreak warning. State and local officials have reported cases of high fever, nausea, death, and even cannibalism. Stay in place until further notice.
Cannibalism.
What the heck? Did you?
What? I was just driving like a slug to get to the house.
Hold on, Mom's calling.
It's
Hey, did you just get that emergency alert? Yes?
You need to get home right now. I got notice from the emergency broadcast system. There's some sort of a weird virus outbreak that this is not test.
Okay, I'm pulling the driver right now.
We're not the U.S. Marines. I can't get it start going now.
Okay, there's Barry. He's got the Jeep. Don't move.
What? Cannibals? Versus zombies? police were coming or something, and
Yeah, it's literally all over the news.
trying to put a garden hoe isn't what we want. We have guns. Why are you putting garden equipment?
You have guns while you getting a rake.
You're gonna need to defend yourself. I can't be with you the whole time. Okay? Look, this is how you use it. Safety's right here. Pull this. Try. I need you to see you do it. Okay? You gotta hold it up. If anything, hold the weapon. Hold it up. No, hold it up. Hold it up. Okay? You got it? Okay? I'll be right back.
What is this supposed to do for me? Give me a knife. How am I supposed to defend myself?
Also, we can only take one pet. Which pet? The cat or the dog?
The cat! You
Like stupid, of course the cat.
With the dog.
He's the worst. He's already dying. Just leave
Oh my
him.
Okay, I'll forget the cat. Mom said we're leaving the dog.
Here's the cat.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Dad said that since he's in Las Vegas, that he's close to Mexico and he wants us to meet him in Mexico. How good is your Spanish still from high school?
I can say pants.
Millicent, we can only take Funfetti or chocolate cake. Which one do we take? Funfetti? Do you want Funfetti or chocolate?
Why would you need that?
No, Millicent, this is important. This will be what we're living off of. Which one? Funfetti, chocolate. Do you think Costco? Should we go to Costco first?
No, it's gonna be a bloodbath in there.
She's not wrong.
She's probably right. She's probably right. Millicent, what about Mexico?
Why do I have to be on this side?
Millicent, what about... Millicent, you know where we're gonna go? We're gonna go back home, and you're gonna get in bed, and you're gonna sleep for the next couple hours, because there's no zombie apocalypse.
Oh. You would totally do this to me.
All right, we're gonna go.
100%.
Millicent, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We love you. I'm gonna turn this off.
Yep. Count on it.
Uh-huh.
How long is this one?
I'd be disappointed if you didn't.
All right, we're gonna save that for next week. I got more of these. More of these. We're gonna save these for highlights next week. These are funny. We should be doing these all the time to everybody, you know.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Hell
especially
yeah.
Mother Perez. Bigfoot alert. It's a good story. I'll eventually talk Shelly into doing it and filming it. So don't you guys worry. We're on it. We are on it. Oops.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Ladies and gentlemen, now, man, what a great Saturday night. What a great Saturday night.
Hell yeah.
Always a blast with you guys. And we
laugh.
appreciate you
Thank
being
you.
here with us. I jump on that spider monkey. I jumped on them she was coming back from the dentist. She was quite
She
incapacitated.
got her
I guess.
wisdom teeth out. I don't remember getting drugs like that. I feel gypped
Right?
now.
I know it didn't take. It's like whoop whoop, popped them out and they're gone.
All I got was this strawberry smelling nitrous, which was great. But it was great. Yeah, Levy said I would start shooting randos. You're not lying. Go ahead. I have good aim with one of those grippers.
No doubt. But we are going to get on out of here and wish you guys a happy weekend. Hope it keeps going great for each and every one of you. Appreciate you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. MJ, thank you so much for the very generous super chat this evening. Much appreciated, as well as if you're still over there, we win. Thank you so much for your super chat as well. Your Rumble rant.
Private chat?
I appreciate it. Yeah, but it's too late. So anyways, I will thank you guys so much again for coming. As always, we're going to jam on out of here. A little bit of Frog Wings, Derek Trucks, Jimmy Herring, John Popper, Butch Trucks, Kofi Burbridge, and Oteil Burbridge, as well as John Quintones, all legendary musicians. Let's jam on out of here, guys. We'll see you soon. There's Scott Hotbeck right the last second, swinging in sideways. There he is. Hey man, good to see you. Thank you guys. Thank you for stopping by. We'll see you soon, and I'll be back Monday night for Unrig the Game with the more of War on Warriors by Pete Hexeth. Hope to see you then, 7:45 p.m. Eastern, right here Monday night. I'll see you for Unrigged the Games. Shelly will be back next week with some shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays and all kinds of stuff like that. So 12 p.m. Eastern for her channel. Make sure you stop on by for some afternoon delight from Shelly. We'll see you soon. And until next time, stay based and keep on winning.
Night, guys.